Hi everyone. We'll be starting very soon. Before that, can I have a quick hi or a hello from the audience? Hi. So Vamsi is the first person to actually drop in a hi. What about the others? Hi everybody. How are we doing? Okay, so we have a lot of Accio students here. Good to see we've already renamed ourselves. Is the voice properly audible to everyone? I believe the voice is clearly audible today. Great, thank you so much. Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to the class today. So this is your first class for this pre-course, right? And what is this pre-course? What do we actually call the pre-course? So this pre-course is nothing but a set of free live classes wherein we'll teach you coding from scratch. As in, if you do not know what coding is, what even a computer is, we start from there, right? So this is something that will happen here. Now that we have a lot of people here, can I get to know what all things what all expectations you have? As in, have you done coding before? Quick question, yes, no. Have you done coding before? Is this the first class? Yes, Abhishek, this is the first class. This is why I'm asking pretty much questions today. Okay, so I get to see a lot of no's. Okay. Yes, I've done coding before. So I mostly see no's. Is it? What about the others, guys? Quick yeses or no's. Let's just let's just hear it from you guys. What do you say? Yes, no, yes, no. ठीक है यार बहुत सारी yeses आ रहे हैं which I can see. But what about the others? I see a lot of no's as well. So guys, are we not confident? The no's. Are we not confident that we can learn coding? It's 8 days. Do you think 8 days would be enough to learn coding? I mean, I won't say 8 days are enough to learn coding, but then of course, 8 days would teach you a lot about the basics, would give you the basic idea about coding, and it's only then that you can go ahead and proceed further, right? And also, guys, since you will be going ahead for the next 8 days, make sure you are very excited. That's the most I'll expect from you. And that's also the least I can expect from you because then you would have to go ahead and solve assignments, right? So make sure these 8 days you learn well, you solve assignments because the coding test is open on the website throughout. So you can go ahead, solve assignments, clear the selection interview, the technical interview round that we have, and then get selected in our main batch, right? So this should be the target for the next 8 days. Also, what about the others, guys? Do we have any other questions? Or maybe I can announce something. Okay, I can announce something. So a very quick announcement to my end would be that at the end of 8 days, if you're regularly attending all of these classes, you will you'll go ahead and get a certificate from our end. As in, this certificate would specify that you are now pretty much well qualified when it comes to the fundamentals of programming. So this is something that you will receive from our end now. And also, guys, at 9:30 every day, make sure you're there and alive because we'll be having a very fun quiz segment where you can go ahead and win prizes up to rupees 20,000. So this is something that will happen here. Yes, we can learn coding. Okay, classes timing. So the class timing would be 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Ma'am, is this pay after placement course? No, this is not pay after placement course, but this is C course, right? So if you go ahead after these 3 live classes, if you clear the selection process, you will get into our pay after placement batch, right? That's it, Abhishek. Okay. So any other questions, guys, or any other discussion so far? How is the weather at your end though? Will Yash come and connect now? Yes, he'll be starting very soon. So I'm waiting for a couple of more people to join in. I'm waiting for a couple of more people to actually start a conversation so that they can go ahead and actually ask questions to Yash. So yes, I'm just waiting for those things, and probably if we can have more audience members interacting, we'll have Yash joining in soon. Is it tough to clear the selection process? नहीं यार, it is pretty easy. In fact, if you find it difficult at any point of time, you can go ahead, join Discord, ask your doubts there itself, right? I'll share the link in the chat section itself. And if you find it pretty much difficult, you have the instructor in the live class, right? You can go ahead and ask him as many questions as you want. He's there only for the questions, isn't it? Language will the learning be in? Okay, the language will be English, very basic English, and that should be something we can expect from you, isn't it? Okay, so Yash is here. Is this not a live class? No, this is pretty much a live class. Ma'am, why can't you change the timing? Because this is suitable for everyone, isn't it? Because 8 to 11 is a time slot where most of us are pretty much free. We've spent the rest of the day pretty well, and now we are free to take up new things. So yes, we're pretty tired as well. But then, guys, we can learn coding in this time, isn't it? This is sort of a part-time thing that we can take up. Okay, Yash is here. I'll hand over the session to him. Make sure you're very excited and you drop in a good hello to him.
Perfect.
Hi, Yash. How are
Hi.
you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much, Shikha. Thank you,
Are you
everyone.
not audible? You were audible.
Am I not audible?
Yes, you're audible.
I'm audible, right? Perfect.
Ha, ha, ha.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. How are all of you?
Guys, we've just got to be excited. That's all.
Good, good, good. Yes, Yashwant. Hi, Neha. Hi, Jaspreet. Hi, Sheetal. Hi, everyone. How are you all? I'm doing okay. Thank you. Thanks for asking, Soham. Perfect, guys. So first day of live classes, right? I think Ritik is the instructor for this pre-course, right? Ritik is a software developer working with Microsoft for more than 3 years now, I think, right? And has been teaching with AccioJob for more than 1.5 years now, I believe. Right, so he has trained like hundreds and hundreds of students, particularly on data structures, algorithms, and Node.js, right? So I'm sure you will have an amazing time. If you are serious for the next 10 days also, you will get a very good start to your coding journey, right? And plus some bonus sessions, which can sort of help you with resume building, help you with your communication skills, help you get a much better understanding that what is the ideal pathway towards getting a job, right? Hey, hi, Mahadev. You can email me on yash@acciojob.com, right? I will also message it to you so that you can email it to me, or you can find me on LinkedIn. My name is fairly unique. If you search Yash Vardhan, you will find me very easily, I think, right? So I think we can connect on LinkedIn also or on email, however you wish. For everyone, I have actively been actually speaking with some of you guys also, right? Some of you guys have taken out some time this week to actually take one-on-one guidance sessions, right, with a lot of students. And that is just to sort of, whenever I find time, I try and interact with students to understand their issues better, their pain points better, and do my bit in sort of guiding them that what is the best path, right? Because I'm sure a lot of students here also are still confused, right? That how do I go about my career? What should I study? Someone is saying me X playlist on YouTube. Someone is saying me this small course on Udemy. Someone is talking to me about directly applying. Someone is telling me my CV has this project lacking. What should I make, right? So I think the biggest problem statement for students which we have observed is lack of guidance, right? Lack of direction. They keep getting confused. There is a whole bombarding of sort of resources, right, from every possible place, right? So this session, since I have around 50 minutes with all of you guys now, right, we will plan out this session so that we use this time well. How we will go about it is give me the first 20 minutes to briefly introduce you about myself, about AccioJob, about the IT industry and what the market looks like, right? So that after this 20 minutes, you should be clear that, okay, what skills do I need to get this job? What skills do I need to get X job, Y job, Z job, right? At least you should have that understanding with full clarity, right? So, yes, I will definitely talk about AccioJob programs. Also, Prasanna, Saurabh, all of you, we do have pay after placement, pay at the beginning, both types of programs for students to facilitate all kinds of students, right? I will tell you Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mahadev, please do. Right. I haven't been able to sort of access Discord lately. But yeah, feel free to reach out. Yeah. Perfect. And so yeah, there are pay after placement options. There are pay upfront options. There are both the options for the programs. There are data analytics programs. There are full stack web development programs. Right. But in any case, I think the next 10 days of free live classes, right? If you attend them with discipline and consistency, you will learn a lot, right? It is more than any Udemy course which you do, right? You will end up learning, you will get over that initial inertia of programming. You will know that yes, this is the field I want to make my career in or not, right? Because most students are confused. You directly purchase a program online, or you sort of just get into a program blindly. Doesn't make sense, right? You work for 10 days, learn with us, right? And if you are in getting that interest, if you're finding it fun, if you're thinking that yes, this is an area I can build my entire career in, ideal, why not, right? Then go ahead, right? So the next 10 days of free live classes are exactly for this purpose, for students to, one, clear their confusion about the market and career, and that what skills do I need for IT software development, what skills do I need for getting into Google, what skills do I need for getting into a data analyst jobs, how many jobs are there in the data science. AI ML is being hyped up these days so much. How many jobs are even there in data science and AI and ML for freshers, right? So a lot of these questions will get cleared, plus your fundamentals of coding, the very, very, very basics. Like Shikha said, right? We start from as low as like, what is a computer, right? So even if you have zero knowledge of programming, coding, anything, doesn't really matter. You will still be able to start from scratch and learn, right? So I would definitely say attend the next 10 days of free live classes with us. Every day, whatever you are learning, try and solve assignments which are given post that. Ask your doubts if you are getting stuck, because initially everyone has doubts. Every student trying to solve assignments will face some doubts, right? And that is a common journey. Like if any one of you has already learned DSA, I'm sure you know that data structures, algorithms questions, when you start solving the first 20, 30, 40, probably a first 100 questions, right? You will get stuck. You will think, why am I not able to think of the logic? Why am I not able to think of the approach myself? Right? And this is very common because it takes time. It is a slow learning curve for everyone, right? So you will get doubts. Ask as many doubts as you can, right? So important is that you leverage these 10 days to solidify your understanding that, okay, is this the right path? And what am I supposed to learn? What are the skills I need to gain? Am I gaining those skills or not? Right? That is super important for you. And this is completely free. You are getting to learn from the likes of Ritik, right? Amazing instructor. You can go and sort of, if you have friends in AccioJob already, you can ask them how Ritik sir is, and they'll be like, wow, everyone's are fans of Ritik, are present across the board, etc. Right? So you're getting to learn from great instructors. You are getting curated assignments to get you started on your journey. If you're able to do that well, that means you are in a position to take a much better call, that now do I want to invest the next 6, 8, 10 months of my life and career into getting into data analytics, getting into software development? Where do I want to head? Right? So if you can stay disciplined for 10 days also, you are doing yourself a great favor, and you will be able to figure out that how you want to enter the IT sector. Where do you want to enter it? Right? What are the skills needed? You will go with utmost clarity. All the confusion, which is the biggest problem for students, right? At least that will go away completely. Okay. On that note, starting with my introduction, right? So I am Yash Vardhan, like you know, one of the co-founders here at AccioJob. I was a confused student myself, right? So I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi, right? So I got a good rank after 10th, 11th, 12th, etc., etc. But people around me, my father, my parents, my relatives, etc., people around me used to say mechanical is a great branch, evergreen, lots of opportunities, good for career. You like physics, you should do mechanical. I took mechanical, right? But I was a confused soul. I didn't know much. I didn't know what to expect, right? And I came into mechanical engineering. I should have, now in hindsight, if I think, I probably could have opted for maybe computer science, IT, something, some other area where it would have opened more opportunities for me. Probably, right? No regrets nonetheless, right? I had amazing 4 years in IIT and I learned a lot, no doubt about it. Even if not so much about mechanical engineering, I learned a lot about the IT sector. I learned a lot about my personality. I learned a lot about my soft skills, people, public speaking, leadership, etc. Right. So talking about myself, I come from a tier two town myself, from Vadodara, Gujarat. Right, born and brought up there. Did my entire schooling there. First time came to Delhi for my college. Right, for mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi. Spent amazing 4 years there. Graduated from there. And in the final year, of course, there is a lot of pressure that you are from IIT, you should get a good job, etc., etc., right? But to be very honest, I'll tell you the reality, right? This will break the myth, but it is the real scenario there. That even in IIT, my batch had like 105 mechanical engineering people, right? Only 15 odd people got into core mechanical engineering roles. All the others, and around 15 odd people, were not even placed, right? The others were going into non-technical, non-mechanical, non-core jobs, right? So that is where the reality hits you very hard, right? And I got placed in a non-core job at EXL Services. That was the company's name. My domain and job role was analytics consultant, right? So I was in the data analytics and consulting field when I started my career, right? I worked at EXL for more than a year. Now you must be thinking, what do analytics consultant people do, right? What is this job role, right? So very simple. Consultant is someone who is consulting someone else. Simple. So we were consulting a large North American bank, right? And what was the analytics part I was doing? So I was getting huge amount of credit card data from that client, right? And I was building data models on it and giving them insights that, okay, Soham here seems like a great person for credit card. He always pays back on time. He never defaults. So we should give him more offers, right? While the Riddhi here is not paying on time, she's defaulting, etc. Maybe. So we should probably not give her more offers. We should not allow her to sort of increase her credit limit, etc., etc. Like, just giving you layman understanding of what this job role was, right? Again, after I came out, spent 1.5 year there, but after that I realized that this is not something where I am creating the impact which I really want to create, right? During my 4 years at IIT also, I used to do a lot of these educational events, right? I used to be speaker at Pragati Maidan and huge events, talking to thousands of students, going to a lot of colleges, interacting with students and telling them about the reality, the scenario, what skills are important, what are areas you should focus on, etc., etc. Right. And that is where my journey started. Like, I loved helping students since then itself, because students used to feel a lot of impact, right? Their confusion was cleared, and that is something which they were very happy about. That, okay, now I know that what are the areas I need to work on, what can help me do well in my career, right? And that guidance and direction in itself is such a big impact for students, we realized, right? And that is why, after working for a year and a half in the industry, I decided to start AccioJob. Right. Now, AccioJob was started with a very simple sort of thought process. Okay. And I will take you through that through a series of questions, right? Because I want to keep this interactive with all of you guys. Right. So, the first question which hit me was, how many students are graduating out of college every year in India? What do you guys think? How many students are graduating out of college every year in India? Just to take a random guess. 5 lakh, Nikhilesh. 5 lakh is very, very small, bro. About 1 crore. Amar is saying about 1 crore. Okay. Ujjwal is saying 10 lakhs. 10 crore. 10 crore is very big, Abhishek. 80 lakhs is the right number. Perfect, Ashraf. Thank you. Right. So, yes, somewhere around 80 lakh students are graduating out of college every year. Imagine, right? That is huge. It's not, it's not a small number by any margin, right? How many students out of this 80 lakh do you think who are graduating out of college, right? They're coming out with a degree, right? How many of them are getting a job? What is your estimate? Okay, 43% Manikant is, that's very precise. How did you reach that number? Okay. 10 to 15% is a very good guess. Yes, correct. Correct. That's correct. Yes, somewhere around 8 to 10 lakh people get a job, right? After completing their entire higher education and graduation. What happens with the rest? What are the rest doing? Has anyone thought about it? What are the rest doing? 70 lakh people graduating without any job. What are they doing? What will they do? Yes, correct. They are preparing for some government competitive exams where selection rate is 1%. Everyone knows government exam is not easy. 2, 3, 4, 5 years of government exam prep and still people come back. Right. Family business is one area. Yes, correct. Right. So what else? Apart from that, a lot of students in India are doing disguised unemployment, right? They are doing work for 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, where one person can do the job of five people, but still five people are employed there. That is disguised unemployment, right? People join their farming business, etc. Right? And it's the same land, right? If five people are working on the same land and suddenly you make it 10 people working, the per person income goes down. Right. So coming back to the point, now where are these 10 lakh people getting placed? Did you ask anytime this question that, okay, these 10 lakh people are getting placed, where are they getting placed? Where are the largest number of job opportunities? What are the areas? What are the skills you need to get into these job opportunities? Yeah. IT industry, correct. IT is one area, definitely. So yeah, I will give you a breakup, right? So out of this, maybe 10 to 12 lakh students which are getting employed, right? Large case, we go conservative on it. Around 6 to 7 lakh freshers are getting placed in the IT industry, right? More than half, more than 50% freshers who are getting a job in the IT sector, right? That's huge, right? Where are the remaining going? Another large area is the soft skills based skills, right? Sales, operations, customer support, BPOs, right? There are so many jobs for voice process, chat process, etc. Right? These are the areas where around good 3 to 4 lakh students are getting placed every year. Right? Apart from that, all the other areas together are barely 1 to 2 lakh jobs, right? They include all other areas: accounting, investment banking, finance, marketing, digital marketing is so hyped up, etc., etc. All of them combined are probably 1 to 2 lakh jobs, right? Designers and your product managers, all these jobs together are like 1 to 2 lakh job opportunities, right? So the big area in IT also, right? Now this IT, we know that, okay, 6, 7 lakh people are getting placed in IT, sir, every year. That is huge. That is a large opportunity, etc. What kind of jobs are they working on, right? Where are these 6, 7 lakh people working? What roles are these? What skills do we need? Which roles out of this pay well? Which roles out of this pay lesser? Right? Did you think about it? No, probably, right? This is too depth. I don't expect that you know the answer to this, right? So I will tell you. So out of the 6, 7 lakh people working in IT also, the bulk, right? The bulk of it, around 4, 5 lakh out of these people are working in software development, right? They are getting software development related jobs, right? They are not getting placed as data scientists, etc., etc. Right? Out of the 7, you expect 5 lakh odd people are getting placed in software development. That is huge, right? The other people are getting placed. The data industry together is employing somewhere around 90,000 to 1 lakh freshers every year, right? Out of which the bulk of it are analyst level jobs, data analyst level jobs, right? Business analyst, risk analyst, MIS analyst, these kind of jobs, right? Another 1 lakh odd people getting placed in the testing domain, manual testing, automation testing. You have seen QA roles, maybe all of them are testing related roles, right? So those are all testing related jobs. Apart from this, you talk about DevOps, you talk about maybe cyber security, etc. These are all very small sort of areas and job opportunities for freshers I'm talking about, right? For people who are just entering the sector, right? After spending a couple of years of experience in the data industry, people can grow into data scientist roles. Of course, that is a good opportunity for your career, but you have to know the reality of the market also, right? That is very important, because not a huge number of opportunities are there for freshers to directly start as data scientists, right? Probably 10-15,000 freshers every year, not more than that, right? Out of 80 lakh, if you compare this number, this is very small, right? So, of course, yeah, all these other segments also, right? Pega developer, SAP developer, Salesforce developers. Now, these are niche skills, right? If a company is using Pega or SAP, only then they will hire a SAP developer, right? If as a company I'm not using SAP or SAP or Pega or Salesforce, I will not hire a Salesforce developer or a Pega developer, right? So those job roles are automatically become niche, right? Only the companies who are using those platforms will be hiring for it. Okay, so this is the large scenario. Now, when we talk specifically about software development, let's say, right, these 4-5 lakh people getting placed in software development every year, this is the largest opportunity we can see for freshers, right? We did the same calculation, to be honest, right? When we started AccioJob and we thought we will train students, we did the same calculations that, okay, this is the largest opportunity where freshers can actually learn and get placed, right? It has huge number of job opportunities. It is growing very, very fast, right? So this seems like a great shot for students to work towards, right? And now out of these 4-5 lakh job opportunities, also around 2 to 3 lakh job opportunities are in the IT service based organizations, right? What are IT service based organizations? Can you tell me some names of the largest IT service based organizations in India? 4-5 names. Yes, TCS. Everyone is saying TCS. Infosys. Very good. Not Microsoft. Microsoft is a product based organization first. Wipro, Accenture. Correct. And any other names? TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Accenture, Cognizant, correct. Deloitte, correct. Capgemini, correct. Very good. Right. So HCL, right. Correct. Very good. Yeah. So all of these are large IT service based organizations, right? So a huge number of students every year get placed in these organizations, right? Apart from that, the other jobs in software development, they are spread across web development agencies, startups, product-based companies, the FANG and MANG companies, and the MNCs we dream of, right? Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, everyone, right? So all of these areas, right? So when we talk about software development also, right, there are companies offering from IT service-based organizations offering 2.5, 3.5 LPA, right from there up to the FANG, MANG companies and the large startups offering good 15, 20, 30 LPA, 40 LPAs also, right in the software development bucket. So it totally depends on the student and their skill set that they will start their software development journey from a 3 lakh job opportunity or a 5 lakh or a 8 lakh or a 20 lakh or a 30 lakh, right? It depends on your skills. Right now, you need to first understand what skills do I really need to gain to be able to reach there. First, I need to understand what skills I need to get into the IT sector. Now, if I want to get a higher paying job, maybe a product based company, maybe a MANG company, then what skills do I need? And if I just want to crack the TCS, Infosys, the IT service based companies, right? For that, what skills do I need? Okay. So I think students here should have researched a little bit about this at least, right? I'm sure someone has given TCS NQT. So what are the skills required to get into a TCS or an Infosys or a Wipro or a HCL, Capgemini or any of these companies? Okay, people are saying DSA and more. Whatever you know. Of course, I will tell you the right answer. Don't worry. Okay, aptitude is a must, correct? Java, not Java specifically, Irfan, I would say, but like with Java language, you will learn some data structures, algorithms, or programming, right? That is important. Competitive programming, no, Abhishek. I don't think competitive programming is needed if you want to crack TCS or Infosys as such, right? Yeah. Communication, okay, important. Got it. So if you want to crack a service-based organization, right, what do you need to know? you need to first crack their test. So you need good aptitude practice for sure, because the test has a lot of aptitude questions, right? So you need aptitude practice. What is aptitude? Aptitude is, you must have seen questions like, oh, Sheikh Irfan is running at 100 kilometers per hour and Ashraf is running at 200 kilometers per hour towards each other. So how soon will they meet, etc., etc., right? So those kind of questions are all aptitude related questions. Okay. So first thing you will need is aptitude skills to clear the test. Second, you will need basic programming skills at least. Why? When we say basic programming skills, you need to know one coding language. It could be Java, it could be C++, it could be JavaScript, right? But you know basic programming skills, as in you know data structures, algorithms, basic level, loops, conditionals, arrays, strings, at least till this extent, right? At least this much understanding should be there for you. Okay, that is important. Correct. So the second place which comes in is the basic programming skills. Now, number three thing which you will need is a decent resume with at least one decent project in it, right? It could be a web development project which you have learned by HTML, CSS, a little bit of JavaScript you have played around with and created a small project. You could have worked with Java and extensively worked with DBMS, etc., to build out a project. But you need a decent resume with at least a couple of projects, right? 2 good projects will cut it, right? And number 4, decent communication skills, right? At least you will have to go to interviewer and confidently speak and present yourself, right? So if you have these 4 skills, you can easily crack a job in software development in at least the service-based organizations, which are offering anywhere from 2 lakhs per annum to 6, 7, 8 lakhs per annum, probably, right? Okay. And now if we talk about, okay, now I want to crack product-based companies, sir. The companies which are offering more than 10 LPA, 15 LPA, 20 LPA. How do I crack those companies? What do I need to know to be able to crack those companies? Any idea? What do you need to crack Google? DSA, of course, correct. No worries, Sheetal, I will tell you. Anudeep, DSA is acknowledged. Yes. What else? Apart from DSA, what else do you need? Yeah. Okay. Correct. Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. You guys know. So yes, if you are looking to crack, let's say a Google level company, 70% of their selection process is around data structures, algorithms, right? That is your problem solving skills, right? That is what they are trying to judge there. If you can solve questions based on data structures, algorithms, those could be from basic data structures algorithms to advanced data structures algorithms, right? They will ask you a lot of questions on data structures algorithms, right? And that is something which will sort of help you at least clear the 70% of the selection process of any of these large product-based organizations or the FANG and MANG companies we are talking about, right? So for these product-based companies, number one skill which you need is strong data structures, algorithms knowledge, right? Very, very important, right? Second, what else will you need? You will need a couple of good projects, right? Which are slightly unique, have good functionalities. You have used enough full stack development learnings into that project, and those projects are good and presentable with proper live links. They are deployed and then they are put on your resume, right? So you will need a couple of good projects for sure. Number 3, what else will you need apart from this? You will need very good communication skills, of course, right? Because these are large MNCs. So they work with global teams, right? They're collaborating across countries, etc., etc. So you need definitely good communication skills also, right? So if you are able to learn these skills thoroughly, you are in a very good spot, right? So eventually, if you want to crack into these large 5-6 lakh job opportunities in IT software development, what skills do you need? You need to have data structures, algorithm skills. You need to have decent, you need to learn full stack development and build out some good projects on it, right? If you have, and work on your soft skills and communication skills, of course, right? If you have these 3 skills, the rest of the work is just to prepare a good resume, work on your interviewing skills, become presentable, apply for companies and get placed, right? So all of these things come into the picture, right? So what exactly is now? I'm sure some people here might be confused. What is full stack development in the first place, sir? What is data structures, algorithms, right? I understand you need these skills to get into IT sector, but what is this? What is exactly happening? What am I going to learn? Okay. So how many of you already know what full stack development is, and how many of you don't really know? Okay. Sheetal, good. Deepak also knows it. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Okay. No worries. Perfect. Okay, a few people don't know. A lot of you guys already know what it is, right? Okay, I will quickly sort of explain it to you. No worries, just in like a minute or two, right? So let's say this is our website. I think you can see my screen now, right? Can see my screen? Quick, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Right. So if you can see my screen, right, you are interacting with a website, right? First thing you should know is what is software. So anything which is non-tangible, for example, like your phone is hardware, right? Your laptop is hardware. Your PC is hardware, right? So when you and what is installed in it, the apps in your phone, they are software, right? The operating system, the website you are accessing, these are all software, right? Now inside software, what else falls in, right? Inside software comes in what comes in inside software, right? Now this website is a piece of software, correct? Now this website is made of front end, also the part which user is interacting with, right? For example, me as a user, I am interacting with this website, right? So this entire part which I am interacting with is front end, correct? This front end is a part which typically a front end developer will be making, right? So, for example, this our own website, AccioJob's website, has been created by an AccioJob student, right? You can go and sort of ping Sobig and tell him your feedback of the website also, right? So Sobig is an AccioJob student, and he has created this website, right? How do you like this website, by the way? Any feedback for the website? Good, bad, not good, can improve something? If you have specific something which we should improve, change, happy to, right? So this is the level of software development which we want to get at, right? When AccioJob students graduate, we want them to be of this level, that they are able to produce industry level software, right? So that it can be rolled out, right? What do companies want? Companies want that they have developers who can produce industry level software. It can be rolled out to users as it is, right? So coming back to the point, what is software development, right? So this is front end, what the user interacts with, right, guys? Now, let's say if you enter your name here, your number here, and click on apply, what will happen? An account will be created on AccioJob for you. So what will happen? Your name, your phone number, these details will go and get saved in a database, right? Imagine the database as a big, large table, which keeps storing all the details, tuck, 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 right? Yash has entered his name, Yash name get added. Okay, now Jyotiba is entering her name, so her name will get added, and so on, so on, so on, right? So the backend developer essentially is working on the server side, right? He is the person who is handling all the crude operations with the database, saving all the details, accessing it whenever required. Now, if I click on login and then enter my details, the backend part will essentially check that, okay, the details are correct or not. If they are correct, let him in, right? So essentially, whenever you're creating a piece of software, you are creating a front end to it, which users can interact with directly, right? And you're creating a backend part to it, right? So a front-end engineer, like the name goes, creates the front end. A back-end engineer works on the back-end part. A full stack developer knows both front-end and back-end and can work on both parts of it. That is why it's called full stack developer. Full stack is essentially front-end plus back-end. Both, you're a full stack developer, more or less, right? So that is how it works. So that is what full stack development is, right? So when we are learning full stack development, means we are learning how to create a front end also. We are learning how to create the back end also, so that we can create a complete, thorough, working, fully functional piece of software, right? Now you must be thinking, we are learning web development, right? App development is very similar. In an app also, you have front end, which the user interacts with. You have back end, which works the same way, right? In fact, backend is more or less similar. For be it web, be it mobile, the backend is more or less similar. The front end technologies are slightly different. For example, this website is created through React.js. If you are creating a mobile app, you might use React Native, right? Core concepts remain same, but right, the core concepts of front end, back end, essentially APIs interacting with each other, database, data being stored, all of those core concepts will remain the same. Okay, so that is what comes as front end, back end, full stack development essentially. Okay, so now all of you guys, I hope you are fully prepped to start your career in the IT sector, right? Talking about AccioJob's programs now and why AccioJob started, right? So we also did the same calculation, which I'm telling you, right? I like interacting with students a lot. So I talked to them about what we were thinking, why we were thinking, what did we understand, why are we making this product, right? Why this can help hundreds and thousands and lakhs of students get like high quality education, right? So when we also started, we did same calculation that, okay, software development is a huge area. It is growing very, very fast. Like if you compare 4 years back, how many opportunities were there for software development? It would be somewhere around 3 lakh. Now it is more than double already. In the next 3-4 years, it will again become more than double from here, right? So the opportunity in terms of number of job opportunities is also very big. The opportunity in terms of growth is also very big. Our alumni who got even placed at like 5, 6, 7 LPA also, right? Within a year or year and a half of their careers, they've switched to like 17 LPA working at ST Microelectronics, 22 LPA at PayPal. That is the amount of growth people get in IT sector if you work hard on your skills, right? So there is a tremendous opportunity for freshers to actually be serious for 6, 8, 10 months of their life. They have to become very serious, focus on hard work, consistency, and learning. And at the end of it, they will have changed their careers and lives altogether, right? But hard work will be required, of course. Without hard work, nothing good comes, right? I had to, like, there are phases in everyone's life where they have to work hard. There's no option to suddenly getting success. Like, suddenly it will not happen that magic happened and I will suddenly get very good success in my life, right? That's not something which happens, right? Okay, perfect. Talking about data science and AI and ML, since Soham has asked this question also, right? So the harsh reality, guys, is that data as a field is growing very fast, no doubt about it, as fast as software development, right? But the harsh truth is that for freshers targeting the data industry, the number of job opportunities in data science or AI or ML is not that big. Even in IITs, right? My friends, etc., they used to learn ML, AI, etc. in IIT. But when placements came, they had to sort of go towards the normal software development job roles, SDE job roles, right? Because the number of job opportunities is not that big at all, right? In data science for freshers. So a typical starting point, that is why I said, right, out of 1 lakh odd people probably getting placed in data industry every year as freshers or entry level people, 90% of them are getting placed in analyst level roles, right? They're starting their careers from data analyst roles, and then slowly, after spending a couple of years in the industry, they can learn and get into data science also. I'm not saying that's not a high growing path which you should not be aiming for, right? But that is why when we were launching our course, we launched it by saying that it is a data analytics program, right? Because it doesn't, we will, in our data analytics program also, we give you an introduction to data science, we teach you Python also, we teach you the basic concepts of data science, right? But the harsh reality is that 90% of you guys joining this program also will get placed as data analyst roles, right? So it is important that students know the reality very, very well, right? That is very important. Okay, so the point, coming back to the point that, okay, now we know that, okay, when we were starting Accio, that IT sector software development is a huge area. These are the skills which companies want, right? They are going crazy for Spring Boot, Java backend folks. You have knowledge of that stack, huge number of opportunities. You have knowledge of MERN stack, JavaScript based stack, huge number of job opportunities. You are good with problem solving, data structures, algorithms, large number of opportunities waiting for you, right? So that was the thought process that, okay, if we are to give students these skills and then get their career started in software development from good opportunities, what do we do? How do we teach them? What is lacking, right? So just think about it. I'll ask you a question again, right? So why do you think tier 1 colleges or IIT people, etc., IIT students, why are they getting better packages? Why are they getting better placement percentages as compared to a tier 2 or a tier 3 college student? What do you think is the reason? What do you think is the reason? Why are they getting placed at better companies, better packages, etc.? Skills, knowledge, and environment, very good. IIT in practical knowledge, no, not at all. I don't think Sheikh, that's correct. Environment and guidance, correct, Nikhilesh? Right. Absolutely, yeah, makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. So only because of two reasons, we realized this ourselves also, that when I was in IIT and my friends from computer science and everyone who was preparing for IT jobs also, right? When we were in IIT also, we realized that our professors were not teaching us anything which was helping us with placement, right? Nothing. Neither was the curriculum teaching us like, okay, let's do a lot of data structures, algorithms practice. Let's do 100 plus questions on lead code every day. Nothing like that was happening, right? So in IIT also, the curriculum and professors and teachers and my degree, none of that was helping me prepare for my job. What was helping me was two things. Number one, environment and guidance, right? That was number one. Because everyone around me, my seniors had gotten into these companies. They were telling me that, okay, now you are in third year, start practicing data structures algorithms, right? Start doing these topics. First do this topic, then solve these questions, right? Then do this topic, then solve these questions. So I was getting continuous guidance from seniors and peers around me. And people around me were also solving questions. I am getting stuck. I am asking my doubt to them. Right. I asked my senior everything. I asked them about like, and in fact, everyone in my year I was asking their senior that, is my resume okay? What should I change in my resume? Right? What project is looking good? What kind of project should I add? What project should I not add? Right? I used to do mock interviews with them because they were already placed in Google, Amazon, Microsoft, good companies, right? So I was doing mock interviews with them that you have given interviews. Tell me how can I prepare better for my interviews, right? So that environment and guidance which was available throughout is the biggest reason why students are able to prepare for these good jobs, right? Much before. They don't know. Here, most of the students I come, they have graduated, completing their graduation, and they don't know that what do I need to learn to get a job. That guidance is also missing, right? So that is the number one factor which was there. Number two factor which was there was that access to opportunities was there, right? In IIT, companies were coming to hire students, so that is why they were able to get more opportunities and get placed, right? So these are the two reasons which tier 2, tier 3 college students are not getting this thing. That is the reason why they are not able to tap into the best of opportunities, etc., right? Apart from that, it is all hard work, right? It is all hard work and effort which IIT person also has to put, and he also has to solve 500 questions for becoming good at DSA, and you also have to solve 500 questions to become good at DSA. There is no shortcut to success there, right? It is just that for them it is easy because, oh, I got stuck. I asked him, oh, okay, can you solve this cloud? Okay, I am getting stuck here. What will happen, right? So it was easy that way, right? So when we were starting AccioJob, our thought process was exactly same. That, okay, if we can provide these two things to the student, right, we are going to solve their problem completely, right? What will we do? We will give them what their college hasn't given them first, right? They've spent good 6 to 8 semesters in their college degree, etc., etc. That is done now. They didn't get whatever was needed. That is okay. Now, within a span of 6 to 10 months, how can we give our students high quality education, a lot of guidance, a very good environment where they have mentors available to ask doubts, to take help for resume, for placements, for in mock interviews, for just in general guidance on what should my roadmap be. I am getting stuck. This DSA is a bouncer for me. Yaar. I am not able to solve these tax and Qs questions at all. What should I be doing? Right? So you should have a mentor whom you can ask, who can help you out there. Right? So when we started AccioJob, we were exactly solving for these two problems. One, we need to give student high quality education with good guidance and mentorship throughout their journey so that they don't face any obstacles, right? And second aspect, we need to get job opportunities for them, because currently if they are applying online to 100 different job portals, they don't even know why they are not getting a call, right? They don't even know why no one is asking them for interview. Why? What is there an issue with their resume? Is there an issue with their skills? Are they applying to the right jobs? What should they do? They don't know, right? So we need to get them job opportunities so that they get actual interviews and then they get placed, right? Simple. So that is how AccioJob was born, and that is what AccioJob does, right? So if I have to give you what AccioJob does in one line, we are a version of your online college. You have done 6, 8 semesters, forget that. Just do 1 to 2 semesters of effort, hard work with us, right? Where you get continuously industry relevant education from high quality instructors, right? These are instructors like Ritik himself working in Microsoft. He was on this side of the table, right? Just like you, he has also practiced thousands of lead code questions before he could crack Microsoft. It didn't fall on his table, right? He worked hard for it, but he was on that side at that time. He was preparing for these interviews. He has given interviews. Now he has cleared it. Now he is working in that industry, right? In those top companies we dream of. So these are instructors who are more like your seniors, your bade bhaiya, right? They are passionate to help you, right? They're friends. They're friendly. They're not a 30-year experienced professor who will come and teach theoretically and go away, right? They're going to teach you exactly what is important for these jobs. Learn those skills fundamentally, right? You have access to a large number of mentors for doubt solving. Anytime you have a doubt, you ask it. You have one-on-one mentorship sessions. You have mock interviews, very important, because so many students fear interviews. They have no idea. And interviews is not something which is easy to learn, right? So non-stop practice of mock interviews with these industry professionals. That is what equips you better. You need help with building projects. You need help with building a good resume. And eventually you need placement opportunities you can apply to. As simple as that, right? So that is what AccioJob stands for. It is a place where we give you holistic training. Everything is covered by us. You come to Accio, हम आपको गोद ले लेंगे, right? We will take you in. We will work with you on every front. Aptitude, coding skills, soft skills, communication skills, your resume, your projects, your mock interviews, your mentorship, all the guidance you need, getting you placement opportunities, making sure you're sitting in them, getting you placed, getting you to join that company, right? So we own the complete journey of the student. उनके दिमाग में कोई दिक्कत आनी ही नहीं चाहिए. If you're facing any trouble, there are people to help you out, right? Versus, I'm sure some of you might have practiced YouTube learning before this, right? YouTube पे पढ़ रहे होगे इसके पहले कुछ टाइम पहले, है ना? पढ़ तो रहे होगे, कोई कुछ तो पढ़ रहे होगे. अब YouTube के साथ problem, what is the biggest problem with YouTube? That once you get stuck, you don't know how to resolve it immediately. Some people lose motivation and drop off, right? YouTube pe you might be seeing that a roadmap video has 1 lakh views, and then the playlist where real stuff is being taught, very few views, right? Thousands of views, right? Because people have doubts, they get stuck. Someone else comes and tell, oh no, you watch that playlist, that is very good. And a person starts watching that playlist, and then again he gets stuck somewhere. So how much learning he should be doing in like 1 week, it is taking him 4 weeks to learn that much, right? Because of lack of structure, continuous guidance. And then again, after he has learned something, he doesn't know if he's up to the mark or not. How will he know? He hasn't given mock interviews. He doesn't know what company is expecting, right? And then he starts applying blindly. He doesn't get calls, and that journey gets extended by 8, 10, 12, 20, 30 months, right? We have people, I interact with so many students that they have been like 2, 3 years, they are doing it themselves, but still not able to do it because they don't know, they lack that guidance, that what is needed, where am I lacking, right? That feedback loop has to be there. And those are the problems, right? So AccioJob क्या करता है? ऐसा नहीं है कि YouTube पे अच्छे instructor नहीं है. Of course, there are good instructors on YouTube also who can teach. But for a student, just getting content, right? Okay, someone is coming and giving me content. Okay, this. That is not, that doesn't solve their problem, yeah. They need hand-holding, they need guidance, right? They need, when I have a doubt, can someone solve it for me? I am not able to understand this concept from this video. Can a mentor explain it to me? Right? I don't know. I have learned this now. How do I put a good project in my resume? All of these things get skipped. Simple, right? So that is what AccioJob bridges for you through our programs. We have it holistic. Student comes, we give them continuous guidance, hand-holding. At AccioJob, we don't leave any student behind. Now you must be thinking there are other programs also in the market, right? Why is AccioJob different? One, we try and be as reasonable as possible in terms of our fees, right? We provide the best, highest quality of education. Any instructor at AccioJob, rating can never go below 4.5 out of 5, right? We measure it every day, right? So high quality, and the biggest aspect is student friendliness, right? That is something which comes from right from me when I started it, right? I used to interact with thousands of students myself. I used to solve their doubts, right? The first few batches we had, I was there every week caller, right? I used to call them, follow up with them. I used to give them targets. I used to hold them accountable, right? We won't leave any student behind. The student has to keep working hard with us, and we'll make sure we pull him through, right? So student friendliness and helping the student out truly. These are the areas where AccioJob will differ from any other institute or bootcamp or etc. wherever you, right? So that is how AccioJob can help you. Now, talking a little bit about our programs, how it works, right? So we have two programs, the beginner program and intermediate program. I'm talking about specifically about the full stack development programs, which we have for people who are targeting software development industry, right? For those guys, we have beginner and intermediate, two programs. Beginner program is ideal for people who are starting from absolute scratch, right? Have zero knowledge, have very little, like first year में सर वो कोर्स किया था C++ वाला थोड़ा सा, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा आता है, राइट? वो वाले लोगों के लिए भी बिगनर ही है, राइट? जिनको बहुत ही स्क्रैच से सीखना है, बिकॉज योर फंडामेंटल्स आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? इफ योर फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग आर वीक, यू विल सफर अहेड. बिल्डिंग ज्यादा लंबी नहीं बढ़ेगी अगर फाउंडेशन स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है ना? Second is intermediate program, where people who have basic programming knowledge already, basic coding skills हैं, लूप्स, कंडीशनल्स, एरेस के क्वेश्चंस बना देता हूं सर मैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, राइट? उन लोगों के लिए इंटरमीडिएट है, ताकि उनका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट थोड़ा आगे से है. बट बोथ द प्रोग्राम्स हैव सेम इंस्ट्रक्टर्स, सेम मेंटर्स, सेम करिकुलम, राइट? बिगनर में थोड़ा सा फंडामेंटल्स और फाउंडेशन का करिकुलम एक्स्ट्रा है, right? So both give you access to placement, same placement opportunities. Everything remains the same in both the programs, right? Just the starting point is slightly different. For the beginner, we will spend the first few months working on their foundation, right? Making it very, very strong and then building further, right? And with the intermediate program, the foundation part or fundamentals will be covered very, very quickly. And then we will build further from there. Okay, right? Now, sir, what is this curriculum? What are we learning in both these courses, right? So on my screen, I have the beginner track curriculum, right? How will you learn? So first, in the first 4 modules, the first 4 months in the beginner track, our focus will be on learning the fundamentals of programming, aptitude, logic building skills, right? Preparing our resume, basic projects, whatever we need for IT service-based companies, which we were talking about earlier, right? For those companies, you will be equipped by the end of the first 4 months itself, right? So first 4 months, you study thoroughly, you are prepared to crack a TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, Cognizant, etc., right? After that, you further deep dive into either Java backend track, where you deep dive into data structures, algorithms, Spring, Spring Boot, Advanced Spring, right? And aim for top product-based companies, right? Better off companies. Or you deep dive into the MERN stack, where you are learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, Node.js, Express, MongoDB, right? So, and you deep dive into that area and then target the development-based roles in product-based companies, right? So, students can start sitting in for placements as early as after the 4th month. Once you have completed 4 months, we'll start sending you for these companies which are hiring based on basic programming skills. But you keep learning further. We are aiming to become good software developers. Remember, when you become a good software developer, which happens by the time you reach your 8th, 9th month, that is where you can target top-notch job opportunities as well, right? As simple as that. Okay. And in the intermediate track, these first 4 modules are covered in one module, right? So the first month you learn and brush up your fundamentals very, very quickly. And then you deep dive further into either Java backend or into the MERN stack track. Okay. So that is how the beginner and intermediate courses are according to the student, right? If your ideal starting point is the beginner program, you're starting from scratch, beginner is ideal. If you're starting from slightly basic coding skills are already there, you can start from intermediate also, up to you, right? No doubt about it. So both the programs are there for students only, and both have the same curriculum, right? Both have the same curriculum, same instructors, mentors, placement opportunities, everything. Okay. Now, with the intermediate program, now, if you might be confused that, sir, I've done little bit coding, but I don't know if I should start from beginner or intermediate, right? For that case, exactly, we have these 10 days of free live classes currently going on from today itself, right? If you attend these 10 days of free live classes with us, right? Let me quickly share my screen and show you that also, right? If you attend these 10 days of free live classes with us, yeah. So I'm sure when you log into AccioJob, this is the first thing you might be seeing on your screen, right? So the next 10 days of free live classes, right? You can go and attend your free live classes directly from here, right? So you go here, you click on start learning. So today's live class orientation is already going on. We are in it, right? So, you should be sort of able to join this class also, right? So this class is already going on currently, right? Like this, the next 10 days, we have free live classes going on for you, right? So attend these live classes, free 10-day live classes, learn from it, learn basic fundamentals of programming, solve assignments every day with us, right? Give our coding test, right? We have our coding test, which is live, right? So you can give this test after you do a bare minimum of 12 assignments at least, right? You should solve at least 12 assignments here first. Once you do those assignments, you can go and give the coding test, right? And once you clear those coding test is based on very basic fundamental programming skills only, right? Whatever we are teaching you in these 10 days, in fact, right? So once you give this coding test, clear it, give this technical interview again on the same skills, you clear that interview, that means you can join from the intermediate program also, right? That means you can start from intermediate batch. You have basic programming skills. If you are clearing this basic coding test and interview, that means you can start from intermediate. If you are not able to, that means you should start from the beginner, right? So that you work on your fundamentals and foundation really well, right? So that is how you should be able to gauge and figure out that is beginner ideal for me, is intermediate ideal for me or not, right? But I would definitely say all of you, each and every person who you are all IT industry aspirants, want software development jobs, etc., right? So make sure that the next 10 days you are definitely attending these free live classes and solving assignments with us. In fact, if you have doubts, we have our Discord community, our mentors are there. Your doubts will also get solved there itself, right? You can sort of go ahead and ask your as many doubts as you want in our Discord community, right? I think Shikha, can you please share the Discord community link also in the chat? So that students can join the Discord community for their doubts, right? So you can definitely sort of make sure you're attending these classes. Very important, right? It's free. It just needs your discipline. A Microsoft instructor coming and teaching you your fundamentals of programming for free, getting you to solve assignments, helping you solve doubts also. What more do you want, right? This is the best way you can figure out that, okay, where do I stand? How much more do I have to learn? Do I have interest in programming or not? Do I want to build a career in software development or not? Right? All these questions get answered if you go and attend these 10 days free live classes, solve these assignments, right? The recordings of all these live classes will also be available for you directly. Here you will find the recording after 2 hours, after this class ends today. Within 2 hours, you will find the recording also coming here, right? So you can always revisit the recording also when you want, right? So that is also something which is available for you. Okay, so everything is there for to help you learn and figure out, right? This is for us guiding you and making sure you understand where you are headed, right? If you are aiming for software development jobs, IT sector jobs, you should know where you are standing, right? So this is the ideal opportunity. Spend the next 10 days in attending these free live classes, in doing these assignments, right? That will help you overcome your at least fundamentals of programming. That knowledge is bridged. Okay, perfect. So that is a little bit about the programs. Talking about, just 1 second, and everyone is eligible, guys, right? So everyone is eligible for our beginner program, right? 1 second. Okay. Okay, I think now you can see my screen again, right? Now talking about both the programs, right? So beginner and intermediate programs, again, for intermediate program, as soon as you clear the test and interview, right? Once you clear the test and interview, which you will be able to do if you attend the classes properly, study properly, and solve assignments, ask your doubts, you will easily be able to clear the test and interview if you are a serious student. And we only want serious students, right? That is a must for us also. So you can go ahead and clear the test and interview, because a lot of students are asking pay after placement, right? So go and attend the test and interview, right? If you clear the test and interview and joining the intermediate batch, you get a pay after placement option also, right? With the beginner program, we have the upfront payment option. Of course, we give you no cost EMI. We have loan partners who can give you education loan at 0 interest rate. You can pay it out in monthly EMIs, etc. We give you all that assistance, right? That is there for the beginner program also. For the intermediate program also, if you want, you can opt for upfront payment. But if you want pay after placement also option also, that is also there in the intermediate program. for the intermediate program, if you want to join the intermediate program directly, you need to clear the test and interview. We need to understand that you have basic programming knowledge at least. Then you can start intermediate. If everyone starts from intermediate, one, they will not understand. Second, the other students who already have basic coding knowledge, they will get frustrated. Arey, why are we covering everything again? I thought I started with intermediate, right? Simple. Okay, perfect. Now, of course, so again, talking about the remaining things also, again, the entire program of intermediate is 8 months, right? You become a complete full stack developer in 8 months. With the beginner program, you complete full stack developer in 11 months, right? You become placement ready much sooner than that, right? We start sending you for placements once you have a certain amount of skill sets. Once you have a certain amount of skill set, we will start sending you for placement. As soon as you start learning more and more skills, you will see that more opportunities are opening up for me then, right? As simple as that. Okay, so with intermediate, within 6 months you become placement ready, above 5 LPA jobs. With the beginner program, you become fully placement ready for in 9 months. After 4th month itself, you can start applying for companies which are hiring based on basic programming skills. Okay, both of these batches. So tomorrow our main batch is starting. So if any one of you is in a hurry, they can join the batch tomorrow itself, right? So tomorrow our batch is starting, May batch. Then our June batch will directly be 5th June, right? So if anyone is in a hurry, wants to join as soon as possible, doesn't want to waste any time. Students always ask me, sir, what is a good time to join? Should I join after 2 months, after 6 months? I tell them the best time to join has already gone. When you are in the first year, second year of college, you do this program, you will learn so much and you will have so much time in your college duration that you will be able to build amazing projects, solve so many more questions, that by the end of your college, you will be so skilled to get a job with very much ease, right? So don't think twice. These are the skills which industry wants. So your college exams, this, that, everything else can wait, right? You just need to pass all that, right? What is important is for you to start learning these things, right? These skills. So for people who are looking to enroll very quickly, don't want to wait for the 5th June batch, right? They can enroll today or by maximum by tomorrow evening, because tomorrow evening our live classes for the next batch are starting, right? Simple. Okay, so any one of you is looking to join for tomorrow's batch, feel free to directly join in, right? Right? Okay, perfect. Yes, upfront fee as a beginner, right? So upfront fee as the beginner also comes in. I'll take you through that also. Okay. So yeah, so for the beginner program, the entire course fees for the entire 12-month duration is 98,400, right? You can take it, right? You can take it in monthly installments also. We can break it down in monthly installments also, right? With no cost EMI, so no extra interest rate added for you, and you can pay on a monthly basis for 12 months to complete the entire course fees, right? The second thing is, there is Accio scholarship test also. If you have seen any time, we have a scholarship test also. So every month on the 12th this month, we have a scholarship test also, for example, right? So every month we have these scholarship tests for you. And in these scholarship tests, right, we help you out through, by giving you, like, based on your performance, you get certain scholarships as well, right? So you can take these scholarships as well. Okay. Perfect. What's your doubt, Vikram? You can ask me your doubt directly. Please tell me what's the doubt. Right. Okay. Perfect. So yeah. So the point being, you can essentially, right. So you can essentially join the beginner program or intermediate program. I have sort of giving you a quick context on both the programs which are ideal for you, both the payment options, how it works, the free live classes, right? Data analytics, if you want, this is the next 10 days. This is a free course for the next 10 days for software development, right? Our data analytics course is different, right? So if you want to know more about the data analytics program, just go to the data analytics page and sign up there, right? Enter your details there probably, right? Or else just go and ask for a callback request on the data analytics page, right? So someone from our team will come and guide you properly for the data analytics program itself, right? So if you want to know more about the data analytics program, they can help you. Right. What if someone wants to quit after joining AccioJob? Okay, good question here. So, see, we give these 10 days of free live classes essentially for students to understand how AccioJob can help you out, right? Once you understand that, yes, AccioJob can help me out, then if you are opting through any of our programs, right, we are going to be investing a large amount of cost. We have a dedicated batch manager assigned for you, right? Number one. Right. We have a dedicated batch manager assigned for you. We invest a large amount of cost in aligning the instructors, the large number of mentors which we hire, everything. Right. And that is why we keep that transparency also with students from day one, that we have all our policies also put up right here. Right. And this is something which we share with the students also before they join in, so that they are aware about our policies from day one. Right. So when you join in the program, right, so that is why, Vikram, we exactly for that purpose, we have these free live classes for students to attend and understand that is programming the right field for them or not, right? Are they keen to join in the programming field? Are they gaining that interest towards that area or not? Apart from that, honestly, it is more about the student effort. If the student is motivated and hardworking, right, they have full support, right? If let's say they are struggling to with data structures algorithms, and that is why you must have seen our curriculum also has been created that way, that if someone is learning the fundamentals first, right, and if they are thinking that, okay, my strength is data structures algorithms and problem solving skills, then probably they can take the Java backend track and become very good at data structures algorithms. If not, we personalize their journey by getting them into a MERN stack. Probably they can learn front end and back end in MERN stack and become a full stack developer there, right? So all these modular journeys and personalizations for students has been created exactly for this purpose, because every student's learning curve will be different. And that is why there are mentors, doubt solving people, everyone available to help you out on that front. Of course, in the end, it is going to be the student's effort and hard work which will matter, right? So any student who is joining us, we tell them upfront that this course is only for you if you are willing to put in the hard work and effort, right? Okay, perfect. So that was a little bit about which one is better, front end or back end. That's a weird question, Vidya, right? Both front end and back end have large number of job opportunities, right? So whatever stack you're upskilling yourself on, right? Either MERN stack, which is a full stack development track, either Java and backend, and then probably learning front end also when you want, right? So both the stacks will open up enough number of job opportunities for you, right? Yes, Ashraf, that is correct. In intermediate, after you clear the test and interview on basic programming skills, you can join the intermediate batch with pay after placement options also. Okay, for that, of course, like I said, you need to attend our live classes, solve assignments, and then give the coding test and interview, right? You need to solve a minimum of 12 assignments at least, so that you are able to give the coding test and interview. Yeah. Okay. All degrees eligible. Yes, that is right. Harshit, all the degrees and backgrounds are eligible. For the intermediate, 2021 to 2024 batch students are eligible, right? From all degrees again. And for the beginner program, all degrees, all backgrounds, all graduation year people are eligible, right? What is the fees of intermediate batch? Again, good question, Aditya. So for intermediate batch, if you are opting for upfront payment option, right, it will be the same fees as beginner, right? Again, you give Accio scholarship test, you get discounts, etc. for yourself. Otherwise, the upfront fees is the same as the beginner program for intermediate also. The pay after placement fees varies depending on what income slab you get placed into. If you get placed in 5 to 10 LPA, you have to pay 1.77 lakhs in total across 15 months in monthly installments after you get placed. If you get placed between 10 to 18, then 2.36 lakhs in total for 15 months in monthly installments. And if you get placed between above 18, then 2.95 again in 15 months in monthly installments. Okay, so that is how the intermediate fees works. If you want to opt for upfront, same fees as beginner. If you want to opt for pay after placement, then initially you got to give a small 15,000 rupee refundable deposit, and after placement you pay the remaining amount, right? Okay. Cool. Perfect. So that is a little bit about, intermediate is also starting tomorrow, but that intermediate selection process for tomorrow's batch is already over. If you're targeting the intermediate program, then you should give the coding test and interview for our next batch, which is the June batch. Okay. So placements will start in the middle itself as you complete modules, right? As you complete enough number of modules, your placements begin already. And as you complete more modules, the number of job opportunities. Now, let's say you've learned front end. So of course, you'll start sitting in front end development job opportunities. Then you learn back end also. Then you will start sitting in front end also, back end also, full stack also. Simple, right? So that is how that works. Okay. Moreover, our curriculum and our programs are accredited by NSDC, that is National Skill Development Corporation. So all the students who take our program and go through our program and complete the program, they get a certification from National Skill Development Corporation. This comes from the Government of India Skill India portal, right? So your government has a Skill India portal, which is a government portal where you go and enter your details and you get a certificate with a proper QR authentication code and number, which is nationally recognized that you've completed an accredited full stack development program. Okay. But most important thing from this program, which you will get, is the skills you will learn, the projects you will make, and the job which you will get, right? So that is the most important part. Okay. Got it? How are you better than other boot camps? I already answered this, Vikram, during my session, but again, I would say this, right? One, we are as reasonable as possible. Number one, highest quality of education you will find here. Number three, the most student friendliness in terms of helping the student out on every possible front, right? And not leaving them whatever help assistance they need. We are there to provide it to them, right? As simple as that. So those are areas why I think we are doing better. Right. In terms of placements also, of course, we do active comparison. So we know that we are doing better. Right. Is that certificate works on international or not? Right. So I don't think it will work for international, but your skills will work internationally. Right. Yeah. Okay. How can I decide? Yes, 100%. Like, yeah, it comes with, so it's already there, right? This is a 100% job guarantee program with beginner also, with intermediate also. Of course, if you're paying after placement, it becomes job guarantee automatically for you, right? Yeah. Okay. But job guarantee is nothing. Yeah. Job guarantee, no one in this world can guarantee you anything, right? Not me, not anyone else. No one can guarantee anything to you, right? It is all dependent on your hard work also with the program. What we mean by giving a job guarantee is that if you work hard with us through the program, you learn the skills. We have enough hiring partners who are hiring based on these skills that we will get in place for sure, right? Of course, you need to work hard with us through the program. Yeah. I'm from Nepal, so I want to know about that. Sudeep, so the certificate from NSDC will work on work in India primarily. That is where it will be recognized. But if you have an India work permit, huge number of opportunities for Nepalese nationals also in India, right? So yeah. Yeah. What happens to those who did not get placed? Nothing, yeah, nothing happens to those guys. Those guys are typically people or students who didn't work hard. So they know themselves that, yes, I am yet to start from that module. They have not spent enough time and effort. So they realize that, yes, I need to spend enough time and hard work and effort first to be able to go further. Right. So for them, it is important that they realize that they need to start working now. And we have always been very friendly with students to give them extension also that, okay, I want to study for 2 more months, 3 more months, etc. We've always been very student friendly on all terms, right? And transparency, right? Everything is there on our website very clearly, all policies, everything right there. You go and see other boot camps, other websites, you won't probably find it also, right? Yeah, you won't find price in some of those, right? They don't even tell you the price. So yeah. Okay. I have already taken 20 minutes, right? So guys, what I will do is I will actually share my LinkedIn URL, right? So you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, right? Or you can reach out to me on my email ID also. That is also not an issue, right? But any doubts which you have, or you can ask your doubts on our Discord community also, wherever you wish. right? So the point being that you can feel free to reach out to us and ask any doubts you have. Feel free and reach out and DM me on LinkedIn if you want, right? I have pasted my LinkedIn URL a few times in the chat. I think now people should be able to see it, right? And yeah, feel free to ask any doubts you have on Discord, right, or on LinkedIn to me or any one of our team. You can just go to our website and in fact directly ask us on WhatsApp or directly call us also, right? Right, that is also completely okay, right? So Deepak, it is okay even if you're taking more time to do the course. We provide up to 14 months, right? Up to 14 months of live learning access is there for you, right? Even if you want to spend, you suddenly fell ill and 1 month you couldn't study, you can repeat that 1 month very easily, right? We give you up to 14 months of learning access. That is why, right? So you have enough time and we spend enough time with the student also, right? It is not easy to become a good engineer. Some bootcamp will come and tell you in 4 months you will magically get placed and become a full stack developer. In 3 months you will become a software engineer. It is not possible. We have trained thousands of students. We know that student will need time to become very good at what his skills are, right? It takes time. So don't fall under all that shit. Yeah. Student success stories, of course, there are there on our platform also, on our YouTube also, right? If you go to our YouTube channel also, on our LinkedIn channel also, we have a placement report also here. And of course, on our LinkedIn, you can go and sort of, in fact, you can connect with alumni also, right? So if you go to our pre-course platform, you will get the option to connect with alumni, right? In fact, on the page only, I think. Yeah, here it is, right? So you can talk to our place students. You can click on connect with alumni, right? Someone from our team will put you in touch with an alumni with similar background like yours also, right? Like if you are a BCA person, they will put you in touch with some BCA alumni and you can interact with them, etc. All of those things. Yeah. So this is our main batch portal. I wish I had more time, right? Right. So I wish I had more time. But okay, this is our main batch platform. So once you join our batch, you join this platform, right? So every day you attend live classes just like today from here. You will be able to see the assignments for that day. You will be able to get the recording of that day's lecture. We have a large gym section, right? Where there are like more than 2000 questions here, right? So you can sort of come in and solve as many questions as practice in gym, right? We have web development questions also on the platform. We have live contests on the platform. So you will give a proper proctored test every weekend, right? We have a lot of one-on-one sessions. Like I said, mentorship sessions, mock interviews. These are areas where we work very hard with students on, right? So you'll get proper mock interview score that, okay, why did you get 7? What was my feedback? Okay, what were the areas I was not good at? What is the mentor's advice for me? Right? Everything in feedback is given to you. You can in fact watch the recording of your mock interview also if you want, right? We have detailed notes provided for students. We have calendar for students to sort of see their calendar, that what classes are planned for me, when do I have classes, etc., etc. Right? We have soft skills help, we have projects help, we have our job portal, right? So where all our drives get added, right? So these are like these might have gotten added today only. Every day a couple of new drives get added here, right? So you can our drives, which are partner companies which are coming in to hire and do drives with AccioJob's students, you will be able to see in the job section itself, right? You will be able to apply directly here itself, right? And we have an off-campus tab also where we share any other opportunities we are finding with our student community from any other portal also, right? We share all of those also, right? Is it required to attend? No, not really, Harshit. You can attend recordings also if you want. Yes, noted silent here. Definitely noted. Do pass it on to your module team also. We will definitely sort of, we've already started adding more there, but you will see the effects also very soon. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that is how the platform also works, right? Of course, there is a refer and earn option. A lot of our students join via referrals, right? Because some friend took a course and then they got placed, or they have loved the journey till now. They refer their friends, and if you refer a friend of yours, you get 3,000 rupees referral reward also, right? When once he joins in. So a lot of our students essentially get half of their course fees back by referring their friends, right? So you can refer your friends also just by logging in, clicking on this copy link, or directly sharing with your friends on WhatsApp, etc. Right? So that is how the platform looks like after you join the main batch. It's a crazy good state of the art platform. We have our own community in-house also where students interact with each other, right? So that is how the learning platform would look like after you join the main batch also. Okay, perfect. I think I have exceeded by my time by a lot, right? So over to Shikha and then to Ritik, right? So that you have an amazing first class and so on further from there, right? Yep. We put in referrals for the large MNCs, Bala Subramaniam. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Over to you, Shikha. Thank you so much, guys. I hope this session was helpful. Was this session helpful? Quick thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes, no, maybe. Slightly boring. You could have done better. Okay,
guys, you can say.
Vikram, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, bro. I think you have a grudge with me. I'm happy to resolve. Right? You can reach out to me. Always happy to help my students. Helpful, sir. Thank you. Okay, good, perfect. Thanks, guys. Perfect. Yeah. Any other doubts you have? Feel free to reach out to us. LinkedIn, Discord, our own website. You can call us. You can WhatsApp us. Whatever you find comfortable. Yeah. Over to Shikha. Have a great evening and make sure next 10 days you are consistently focusing on attending live classes, solving assignments, right? Ritik is an amazing instructor. I'm sure you'll get to learn a lot from him. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Good evening. Thank you.
I was just adding that they can give honest reviews once you leave. They do not necessarily have to give you
We are
reviews.
not able to hear you, Shikha. Can you speak a little louder?
Is it audible now?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. So I was just saying I was just saying that people can give us reviews once you leave, or else they won't be able to give us honest reviews.
I'll leave and then you can take a feedback. Okay, perfect. Over to you. I think you can take it up. We're still not able to hear you.
Is it better now? Right.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Yash. Okay, thank you so much, Yash. It was a very insightful session. But I have to say this because I am at my job. How did you find the session, guys? What if I did not get placed after 14 months? You get your money back, Vikram. I think that's something that's the USP of our course. If you do not get placed through us, you get your money back. And the session was very good. Okay, he's still here. He can listen to you. Okay, guys. So I'll take over from here and I'll just give you a very brief introduction about what will happen next. So now we have a very quick quiz segment. This quiz segment that we have would be, I should say, something that pretty much engages you guys, pretty much tests your knowledge about tech, right? And this quiz segment would be followed by Ritik coming in and he'll be introducing the course to you, right? So this is something that will happen now. So can I quickly ask the audience, guys, are we dead? Are we alive? Can we quickly begin with the quiz segment? Awesome session. Oh, so nice. Can we begin with the quiz segment, guys? Okay, I'll quickly label the chat section for everyone. Can we begin? Yes, no. Only yeses, please. And very few yeses coming in. That's what I get to see. Why is that so? Okay. And can I expect more yeses? Are we dead? Are we alive? What is the average salary? Ma'am, can you speak slowly? Voice is too low. Yeah, I think the voice is better this time. So I believe we can work that out. And I try to speak a little slowly. I believe that would work. Uh, yes, ma'am. How are your teeth so perfect? I got braces sometimes, so that is why. Okay. Anyways, ways, guys. So can I quickly begin now? Yes, no. Can I quickly begin? Why do we always divert from the question? Okay, so I believe I'm getting yeses only, and I believe I can expect more yeses. Okay, so good to see this. Okay, guys, I quickly share the link for you and you can join in. Now, let me just tell you about the rules, right? So I'll quickly brief you about this segment, which is called Accio Premier League. Why do we call it Accio Premier League? And I know we have a lot of questions that are unanswered. Guys, you would have to go on Discord and get these questions answered. I might not be able to take these up given that there is a lot less time now. So let me just go ahead, take up my segment. You'll find it pretty fun. This is something I can assure you about. And you can go ahead and find all the doubts resolved on Discord itself, right? Okay, so here I am sharing my screen. Is it visible to everyone? Guys, is the screen visible to you? Quick question, thumbs up. Yes, no. That section. Of course, good to see people typing in the replies. Okay. So I believe it is visible to everyone. So welcome to Accio Premier League, everybody. This is your taste to learn and win. And why do we say it is your taste to learn and win? So at step 1, you join your free live class, which all of you have already joined. And at step 2, you learn coding from world-class instructors. One of whom is a little late, so he'll be joining us after this segment, right? Not right now. And then at step 3, you play in a live quiz, which will happen now, and you get a chance to win rewards up to rupees 20,000. So this is how this happens. And finally, at step 4, you enroll in AccioJob with a 100% job assurance. Now, this live quiz that will happen now will have 4 questions. Everyone listen very attentively, right? I'll expect you to be attentive for the next 15 to 20 minutes. You would have to answer these questions. You will be given 50 seconds to answer every question, right? This is something that happens here. Now, that section has few things to say. Ma'am, your voice is not so clear. Here I'm trying my best and I believe it is clear. Is it better? Guys, is it better? I think your phone should have better voice. Great, it's better. Guys, if you still have voice issues, you would have to check your own microphone. Okay, so I'm beginning right now. I'll just repeat. You get 4 questions and you get 50 seconds to answer every question, right? So make sure you answer attentively and you answer fast. And of course, you have to answer correct, right? This would be very basic and this would just test your general tech awareness. That's it, right? So here I am beginning now. And the first 3 winners would get to win Swiggy vouchers, Amazon vouchers, or AccioJob merchandise from our end, right? This is something you get to win. The first 3 rank holders. And guys, if you win, if you participate for the next 3 days, as in if you participate for 3 days in a row, you get scholarships worth up to rupees 20,000 from our end. And that's a flat scholarship. So that is something that happens here. So can we begin now? Your good name, please. You should try to clear your voice. I am trying my best here, and I believe it is pretty clear now for most of the students. And my name is Shikha, so I'll just be here coordinating with you for the rest of the 8 days. And so I'll quickly begin now. So here I am starting, everyone. I'll share with you the link in the chat section. Please do not write a no in the chat section. I'm quickly sharing the link. Okay, and here is the voucher that you'll get. This is a quick look at the voucher you'll get since Amazon is a placement partner. They'll provide a voucher for us. Can you speak without your hands shaking? Okay, let me just try that. Okay, hey everyone. Here is the link to join. Here is the link to join the quiz, and everybody pay attention to the chat section now. Here is your link. Chat section, Amor, it's there in the chat section. Check the chat section. You just have to click on this link and join in. That's it. And let me quickly share my screen and let's see how many people have already joined in. Here I am presenting my screen and let's see. Okay, so we have a lot less people joining in. Guys, we would have to start quickly if we have to start. Is this not opening? Try opening it again. I believe it is pretty much openable. The link is accessible for everyone. Okay, chat section, I shared the link with you once again. Here is the link. So here you can go ahead and join in once again. Try joining in now using this link. And the code, if people are asked for the code, here is the code for you, but you shouldn't be asked for the code. You can directly join in using the link, guys. I believe already 66 people have joined in. So try joining in using this link. Click on this link and join in then. And can we begin in the next? Okay, we have a lot many people who are still joining in and so many people in the live class. Also, guys, do we have informal WhatsApp groups? And we actually inform our friends there. Please wait for the presenter to show the next slide. Yes, this is what you will see, Amar. Let's just wait. I'll wait for more people to join in. And since it is a live quiz, so I'll expect all the people to join in first and only then I'll go to my next slide. Right. So here is the link once again, everybody. Make sure you join in very quickly. And let me just begin with the countdown. So I'll start with the countdown starting from 10 now. Guys, let's just begin with the countdown now. So can we start with 10? Who's starting from 10? Not opening, ma'am. Guys, try using this link again. So let me just disable it for everyone. And here is the link. Guys, nothing, no spam would go on now. Try reloading it, try opening it once. There is nothing. You see, I believe you've already typed in because everyone's able to join in, guys. So try joining in again. And it's already activated. So make sure you're trying to join in again. Link again. We have a lot many people asking for the link again. So here I am sharing it again. Yes, so everybody, if you've already joined in, you will get a slide which says, please wait for the presenter to show the next slide. Also, make sure you type in your correct email IDs, right? If you do not type in your correct email IDs, we won't be able to send you the reward. What do we have to do after we submit? Right now, you won't be able to submit. You just have to wait for me to go ahead with the next slide. So guys, I believe a lot many people have already joined in. So let's not just wait again. Let's start with a quick countdown starting from 10 now. Everybody, can we start from 10? Who's starting from 10? Okay, Yashwant starts from 10. And where is the 9? Okay, Hari Krishna says 9. And Amar says 8. Where is the 7? Or 7 is Amar. Okay. 6 is who? 6 says Swati. 5 says Abdul. 4 says who? 4 says who, guys? Just a 4. Nothing else. Okay, so Naresh says 4. 3 says Mohsin. 2 says Kohli Shetty. Okay, nice name. 1 says Suham. And 0 says, okay, there is a spam. Who says 0? Arpan. Great. Thank you, Arpan. Okay, guys. So here I am sharing the link one last time. And let me begin now. We have 99 responses. Can I wait for one more person? Where is my 100th person? Can I have the 100th person joining in soon? Okay. Those 100 person, it seems, is not joining the quiz. Where is the 100%? We just have 99 people. Guys, I hate it when Virat Kohli is out at 99. Please, yeah, 99 pe mat chhodna. Where is the 100? Okay, there's no 100. Unfortunately, I'll just go ahead with 99 people only. Okay, so here I've shared the link once again for everyone who's not able to join in. And we have 100. Thank you so much, everyone. So here I am starting with my first question. Right now, you just have to type in your name. So make sure you type in your name correctly, right? Okay, everybody pay attention to your phone or laptop screens, whichever screen you are using to play the quiz. You don't have to pay attention to my screen. Just pay attention to your screen, right? Chat section, what do you say? And what all icons or what all avatars have you been assigned? Amardeep says sound. Okay, nice. Who's assigned which icon today? Ma'am, code. Okay, Nalander, you're quite late. Here is the code though. Beer. Okay, Yashwant is a beer. Himanshu is a panda. Good going, guys. What about the others? What are you guys? Two red hearts. Okay, this is very interesting. Any which ways, here I am starting with my own countdown. Fire, umbrella, Santa, everybody. I can't see any question because the question Aditya would come now. So let me just begin with my countdown, which starts from 10, 9, 8, 7. Everybody pay attention to your screens. The question will come as soon as I finish my countdown. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So here we are starting now. Okay, everybody pay attention to your screens. Here is your first question. Make sure you answer fast and you answer correct. Okay, answer fast to get more points and answer correctly. Whoever answers fast gets the most points. Who is known as the father of artificial intelligence? Jeffrey Hinton, Elon Musk, Matheson Turing, or Alan Turing? Who amongst these he recently left Google? Who amongst these is known as the father of artificial intelligence? Jeffrey Hinton, Elon Musk, Matheson Turing, and Alan Turing. He very recently left Google, guys. Let's take a random guess. This might seem like a difficult question, but it is not. If you're aware about the tech news, here is the question, 20 seconds to go. Take a random guess. If you don't know, let it be. Okay, Harshal has an answer, but Harshal, this might not be the correct answer. And it is not Elon Musk as well. 5 seconds to go, guys. It is not John McCarthy. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and time's up. And the correct answer, of course, is Jeffrey Hinton. He very recently left Google. He was actually there and he left Google saying that AI, who he is known as the father of, is actually harmful to for humans, right? And that is why he left Google. So here is something about Jeffrey Hinton. Any which ways, in case we didn't know, this is something we've got to know today itself, guys. So let's just go ahead with the next question, which is right here on your screen. Everybody going ahead. Here is my next question. Pay attention to your screen. This would be an easy question, a very easy question as such. Okay, so everybody pay attention to your screens. Here is your question. Answer fast to get more points and answer correctly. And the question is, which of these is a viral chatbot, shockingly clearing MBA, law, and medical examinations? We know this. Chinchilla, ChatGPT, Bloom, DialoGPT. Which of these is a viral chatbot, shockingly clearing MBA, law, and medical examinations? 35 seconds to go. What do you think? Chat section would know the answer this time. ऐसा थोड़ा vibe आ रहा है मुझे. Chat GPT, do you think so, guys? Okay, 20 seconds to go. Let's see what the correct answer is. What? Take a random guess. Chinchilla, Chat GPT, Bloom, DialoGPT. Okay, we have very less responses. Guys, where are you? Oh, everyone has voted. So nice to see that. Chat GPT is the correct answer, everybody. Congratulations, you got it correct. And the chat section says Chat GPT. Ma'am, are you Bengali? No, I'm not. But Chat GPT is the correct answer, Aditya, you see. So, okay, guys, this is a viral chat bot that shockingly cleared even government examinations, MBA, law, and medical examinations. So, it was hugely popular, and even I am using this these days. So, it is a good chatbot. I mean, I can vouch for it. Any which ways, going ahead with my next question, everybody, chat section. Here is my next question. Let's just focus on that. So let's see what our next question is. And this would be an easy question. If you pay attention, it is very easy of a question. And the question is, here we go. Okay. All correct answers here would give you the maximum points. The person in this picture is the Indian origin CEO of which famous tech company? Fun fact, it is also one of AccioJob's very popular hiring partners. Google, Microsoft, YouTube, Apple. The person in this picture, do you recognize him? Google, Microsoft, YouTube, Apple. He is heading a very famous tech company. Okay, you guys recognize him, right? So you might be able to recognize the company as well. Take a random guess if you're not able to recognize it, because people are usually confused between two options. 15 seconds to go, guys. What do you think? No audio. Is it better now? Is the voice clear now? Yes, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so the correct answer is Microsoft, everybody, of course. And I believe we got it correct this time. So, yes, usually people are confused between Google and Microsoft. And the person in the picture was Satya Nadella. And he is usually in the news these days because he is also making a lot of statements on AI. I believe a lot of these people, be it Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, they are all very concerned about AI. So here we go. Any which ways, going ahead with my final question for the day, guys, which might just decide the leaderboard. So make sure you answer fast and you answer correct this time. Here is my final question for you. Okay, so let's see what the final question is. And the question is, all correct answers here would give you the maximum point. So make sure you answer correctly. What is the output of the following code? Pay attention to your phone screen. What is the output of the following code? Hello, print hello world, or none of the above? Very easy question if you pay attention. Just a little bit of brain required here. Okay, great, guys. If you're going ahead with an answer, please answer there on your phone screen. And a lot of people are answering. So 25 seconds to go. Take a random guess if you don't know. In that section, everyone has voted. Oh, so nice to see that. And the correct answer is hello world, guys. Exactly the point. If you see it, if you observe it correctly, you'll be able to see that whatever is there within brackets is that what is printed, is that the output of the following code, right? So this is something that you would have to pay attention to there. Any which ways, going ahead with my results for the moment, here are the results for you. Okay, so let's see who wins today. And you will be able to see your results right on your phone screens, guys. Okay, so I have Arul Praveen as the winner, Kirharsh being second, Baba Sahib Gurade being third. Oh, nice names, guys. You typed in such nice names today. Depends on the language. Kapil, if you go ahead, type it in very simple Python, this would be the code. This would be the output that you get. Semicolon nahi hai. Harshal, let's just bring it down to Python, very simple Python. This would be the code that you'll get, the output that you'll get precisely. Any which ways, can I get to know the winners? Where are the winners for today? Who are the winners for today? Where is Arul? Oh, Kirtiman Mishra says I'm second. Any prize for 26 days? What all positions did you get, guys? We have no prize for the place. I'm very sorry. Okay, fourth. Fourth is a good place to be at. Arul is here. Congratulations, Arul. Congratulations, Kirtiman. And what about the others? Oh, Harshal wasn't able to join in. Harshal, make sure you join in tomorrow, right? 44th, okay. 30th, 13th, okay. 52nd, 30th. Good, guys. I mean, this is not that bad if you see. So I'll quickly hand over the session to Ritik now. But 16th, 22nd, 39th, and 42nd. These are good numbers. Come on, this is not that bad. We can still improve. There was this person who actually got 88th position, and the other day he was first. So it is not that impossible. Any which ways, let me just quickly hand over the session. Ma'am, what will be tomorrow's session? So tomorrow's session will be more about resume building. And yes, we'll still have this quiz tomorrow. So guys, in case you didn't win, you can go ahead and win tomorrow. Let's just try for tomorrow. It's all about answering correct in very less time. Amar, that might be the hack you could track, but yes, that is the case. Okay, any which ways, guys, let me quickly try contacting Ritik once he is around, but he's not able to unmute himself, I believe. 1 second. Nice to interact with you too, Himanshu. Okay, and next upcoming winner. Shiv, that is so nice. Okay, any which ways, guys, Ritik will be taking over very soon. So let me very quickly tell you, please go ahead and start solving assignments. Okay, that is the only hack for you. And for the next 8 days, make sure you enjoy coding. I mean, that is the entire thing, right? You'll be able to figure out coding मेरे लिए है कि नहीं है. So make sure you are able to go ahead and enjoy coding. That is the entire purpose of these 8 days. So best of luck for the same. And Ritik, are you around? Are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, I'm there. Yes, I'm there.
Ritik, are you still able to unmute? Okay, there is this issue, guys, but I think we are trying to resolve this.
Yes, Shikha, I'm able to unmute. I guess somehow I got again changed back currently. Now I'm back as panelist. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ritik. So, guys, Ritik will take over now. Make sure you drop in a good hi to him as well, a good greeting for him as well.
Okay. Is the voice clear? Is the audio and the video is clear? Is everything?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Okay, so sorry for not allowing you to watch IPL match for today. Okay, but I guess we'll have more fun than watching IPL match, or we'll have more fun for the next 10 days, right? So that you don't miss out on any fun. Okay. Chalo. Super happy to see another batch. Super happy to meet you all. Okay. So, I have a few questions, right? So I'll start by interacting. So I will be taking your pre-course for the next 10 days. I'm the person who will be interacting with you for the maximum amount of time. Okay, so let's get comfortable, right? So firstly, I want to understand, right? I want to ask you a few questions, and then I'll quickly introduce myself, and then we'll try to understand coding. Okay. So first thing, can you all firstly basically put, are you all comfortable in English? Is there anyone who is not comfortable in English? Are you all comfortable? English is good. I'll speak slowly, don't worry, right? So I'll go very slow, right? If there is any audios or video issues, which generally should not be, right? Do let me know, but everyone is comfortable with English, right? There is no problem. So that's good. I know English, I know Odia, right? So I can, in between, if you require something, I'll explain that in Hindi, but I will try to stick to English because that's what I guess most of you are comfortable with and you all can understand. Okay. But yes, if you are not able to understand something in English, I'm happy to explain that in Hindi as well. Okay. So agar kuch samajh na aaye, you just ping me, right? Just put it in the chat, sir. I did not understand this part. Can you explain in Hindi? I am little bit trying to learn Telugu. So still I'm not at that point I can teach, but I'm trying to, right? I'm trying. So I've been to recently Bangalore. So yes. So I learned Kannada there little bit. So yes, I think it will take some time to learn at least Telugu or Kannada, at least one of the languages. Till then, please manage with me on English. Okay. Okay. The second thing is okay. The second thing is how many of you are from background? Can you put your quick backgrounds in the chat? Are you from computer science? Are you from electrical? Are you from mechanical? Are you not from engineering? Are you from arts? Are you from commerce? Are you from what stream? What were your bachelor's degree that you did? So that helps me understand, right? Like what is your background? BCom, arts, commerce, BSc. Okay, so I see this every month because I'm like IFC. So the first thing that I'll tell you here is, so no matter whichever background you are from, okay. So this is the first and the last time I'm telling you, completely forget whatever you did in your bachelor's or whatever you have done in your like degree course, right? That is, we are going to learn everything from complete scratch. So even if you don't know what a computer is, even if you're sitting for the very first time in front of a laptop screen or in front of a mobile phone screen and you are trying to understand what is programming or how programming works, I'll start from very basics. I'll start from there. Okay, so even if you have no context, even if you don't have any idea what programming is, we'll try to simplify it. We'll try to understand in the simplest way. Okay, and as you gradually understand, we'll keep on advancing things and we'll gradually understand the more advanced concepts. Okay. Okay. So let me quickly introduce myself, right? I'll start with very basic, don't worry. Okay. So let me quickly introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Ritik Kumar. I currently work as a software engineer with Microsoft. I have like around 2 years of full-time experience working with Microsoft as a software engineer. I worked on building large-scale tech. So if you see features in products like Microsoft Excel, there is a new product that we have built, which is known as Microsoft Loop. So I work on those tech, right? So which is modern day collab, which we say, basically multiple people can work together. So that is the thing that I'm building. I'm working for past 2 years, right? Coming to my teaching experience, I have been like teaching for 2 years now. So almost more than 2 years around. I have like interacted with every students from every different streams, right? I have got opportunity to teach more than 5,000 students in last 2 years. Okay, so I've been lucky in that part. So we'll try to interact a lot. Okay, please keep the chat flowing. Okay, I'll ensure that the stream does not get a little bit of boring, at least even 1% of boring for you. Okay, we'll try to keep it interactive. We'll try to make it fun. Okay, we'll try to learn together. Okay, so and my job is to simplify programming for all of you, right? So that's what I'm here for, right? So if you are not able to understand something, do put me in the chat, sir. Can you explain this, right? I'm happy to explain it 10 times, even 100 times. Okay, the sole purpose of this is you all should be able to understand what I am trying to say. Okay, so today we'll start by very basics. Okay, we'll try to understand a little bit of background of programming, how your course is going to look like, and I'll explain you how a code works, right? And if possible, we'll try to see some code, but okay, before that, I'll spend some time on explaining you something which will make a lot more sense to you. Take care. Okay, so okay, one quick question, last question. I know I'm asking a lot of questions to you. Okay, one last question. How many of you have done programming prior to this, or how many of you are going to do programming for the very first time? किसी ने पहले coding करा है? Anyone seen any piece of code? Done? ठीक है. How many of you are doing it for first time? I want to know that strength. Okay, so there are a lot of students, right? ठीक है. First time, yes. How did you come across AccioJob? Came across your friend? Okay, chalo. Okay, so we'll try to make it interesting for everyone. Okay, so that we all can learn. So see, first of all, right? So we all are using something known as a computer, right? So from here, like I'll use a term known as computer. Okay. And whenever I say computer, right, you can assume it to be any electronic gadget, right? I'm not just talking about your laptop or your desktop, right? You can assume a computer can be a laptop, it can be a desktop, right? It can be even a mobile phone, okay? And it can be even a smartwatch, okay? So whenever I say computer, I am trying to mean a generic thing. It's nothing like a laptop or a desktop, right? So computer is a general term that I'll use for all of these things together. Okay. I know my handwriting is bad. I'm trying to improve on it. Okay, but I generally don't write too much, so there is no possibility of improving it. But I'll try to write it a little bit more clearly. Okay. So see, so we all have been using computers, right? And we all have been getting our work done. Okay. So okay, I'll try to break how this computer is working and why do we require code. Firstly, before writing code, right? You need to understand why do we require code. Okay. So see, our course is divided into 3 parts, right? We have a course. We firstly you'll understand about data structures and algorithms, which we call as DSA. Then you will learn about something known as front end. Okay. And then you will learn about something known as backend. Okay. Now, what are these 3 things? And if you guys have already heard of this, so you would definitely want to know, right? What are the things that we are signing up for? What are the things that you are going to learn for the next 6 months, right? How your next 6 months is going to look, right? Why are we only focused on these 3 areas? Why not something else? Why not teach you about hardware? Why not teach you about something else? Okay. So how many of you are doing job, or how many of you want to start your first job as a software engineer? Okay. What's the status, right? You want to start your first job as a software engineer, or you are already into a software engineering role and you want to switch to a better job or something? Want to start a first job? Okay. So look, now one question, this is a generic question. You could have chosen everything, every other stream, right? You could have become a lawyer, right? You could have become a you could have done a design. You could have become a designer. You could have become an engineer. You could have chosen of so many streams, right? You have so many choices to make. Now, I cannot justify why you are making this choice. I'll give you few reasons why being a developer is very good. Okay, so I'll give you a few reasons to be a developer that might increase your interest in becoming a developer. Okay. Okay. So I'm a developer. Okay, how my life looks like and why I love being a developer. Okay, why do I love code and why do I build software? So see, Acha, tell me one thing. How many of you guys were connected to have been in the time where we did not have access to internet? Anyone, when we did not have access to YouTube, pre-Geo era, pre 2017? Do you remember those days? Okay, I know you might be very small, but at that point of time, right, you did not have you cannot connect with people online. If you want to learn things online, it was super difficult, right? You have to figure out things offline, right? You cannot easily know about things, accessing news, right? Learning about new things. Let's say you want to learn guitar, right? It's super difficult to find out an instructor offline and then learn it. Nowadays, you can sit and watch a YouTube video and you can learn it, right? Super easy. So tech is improving our life, right? Improving our quality day by day, right? So earlier the things that were not possible for us to do, right? For which we need to spend time, for which we need to figure out who can help us. Now it is super easy. You can connect with your friends online. You can talk with them. You can learn things online. You can even pursue your degrees online, right? So it's super. The internet has made our life easy. Now tell me one thing, do you feel the number of internet users is going to increase or decrease? Okay. Right now you would feel that India has a lot of internet users, everyone is using Jio, but still the number of people using internet in India is very small percentage. The percentage of people is very small, right? So you are in a field, right, where the number of users are going to increase. You are going to choose a field where the number of users of this internet is going to increase. See, now, earlier, we had so many problems. If you want to order food, right, you will need to know the contact number of your nearest restaurant, and then you need to talk to him. He would get it picked, right? There would be someone who would get, he would look for to deliver that order. Now, you can place an order online using Swiggy and Zomato. You want to order something that is not available in your city, you can just place an order on Amazon or Flipkart, and it can deliver you it till your home, right? So you can get things done online. You can access a cab online. You can book a cab online. You can order food online. You can order any essentials that you need, right, through Amazon or Flipkart. You can watch and learn things from YouTube for free. Yeah, there are n number of sites through which you can learn, right? So this internet users are definitely going to increase, and this is going to improve our life, right? Increase for better, right? Our lives are going to improve, and we are going to get a better life. So that's something you're choosing something that is growing, right? You're not choosing something that is diminishing. You're choosing something that is going to grow. First thing. Now, are you actually changing lives of people, right? So, the for people who wants to think that I want to change life, I want to do something, right? Which can impact, which I can look forward, 10 years, 5 years down the line, I can be proud, right? So, if you are able to improve lives of people, will you be able to do that being a developer? Do you feel Yes, tell me one thing. Do you feel that you will be able to improve lives of people? Do you feel that you will be able to do something good, make softwares that will help? Ever thought of any ideas how software can solve problems? Yes. No, you can develop websites, right? You can make things accessible. You can make information accessible. You can make, so you can contribute to a product that can be very good, right? So PowerPoint, Excel, Word, Windows, right? They have changed things over like past 30, 40 years of how we are getting information, right? Okay. Now, third thing, right? So everything is good. The number of users are increasing. We are somehow improving the lives of people, right? We are writing something. We're writing some code. So, Acha, tell me one thing. How many of you watch cricket? Any cricket lovers or any sports? Did you watch the last India versus Pakistan match online? Did you watch the match online? Yes. Acha, die-hard fan of cricket. Take how many viewers were there last time? Last time in India versus Pakistan match, the peak number of viewers were around 2.5 CR on Disney Plus Hotstar, right? Right now, if you go to IPL, there is like 1.5 CR. When Dhoni comes to bat, people watch 2 crores. People are watching live, right? The cricket match, 2.2, 2.3 CR. People are watching live. Now, do you feel that this time when the World Cup is going to happen, right? India versus Pakistan match is there, right? The venue was announced today, right? So do you feel this number of users is going to be lesser or is it going to be more? Okay. Kabaddi also, right? The number of users of viewing Kabaddi is also increasing, football as well. So this is going to increase, right? Is it only going to increase till 5 CR? No, it is even going to increase to 10 CR and sometime it might even go to 50 CR as well, right? The number of users watching this match is going to increase. Now, you as a developer can develop a site using which, right? 50 crore users, right? 5 crore users, 10 crore users can view a match live, right? And they are very happy, right? When every time Kohli hits a 6, right? People become happy. You as a developer get to work on solving these kind of problems so that people can watch a match online through their mobile phone, right? People can watch match while traveling, right? Without any issues. Did you guys get any issues while watching this? Watching the match? Did you see any load? Did you see any issues? Did the app crash? Nothing, right? Because some developers wrote a very good amount of code. They put a lot of effort so that we all will be able to watch that match live and we all will be happy, right? So as a developer, we get to make things reachable to a lot more audience. We get things reachable in such a way that people can have a very good experience watching things, right? So we are impacting lives. We are bringing entertainment to people. We are bringing information to people. We are bringing solving real life problems using tech, like delivering food online, delivering groceries online, right? Booking a cab online, right? So if any of you guys live in metro cities, right, it's super difficult to talk to an auto wala and get an auto. Okay, trust me, it's super difficult. Okay, and it's super easy to book a Ola and Uber. Okay, so that's why everyone, it's like you're bound to use Ola and Uber because it's super difficult to get a cab offline or get an auto even offline. It's super difficult, right? So you are solving problem that is improving the lives of people. Now, ठीक है, सब कुछ हमने कर लिया. We are improving lives of people. We are giving entertainment. We are giving information. But is there something that is there in this for us? Yes. Now the fun part, right? All of us wants to hear about salaries, right? So what about salaries, right? Are we going to get good salaries? Are we going to get not so good salaries? What about salaries, right? So is the salary okay? Is the salary good? Is the salary is very good? So the best thing is you are in a very good time. The salaries of developers are insanely good, right? The salaries are, I will not say good, I will say insanely good. Okay. Achha. So software engineering is one such profession, right? Where I say within like even at less than 10 years of experience, you can earn in crores of salaries. Okay. Within less than 10 years of experience. And I know people who are doing this even at 5 years experience who make more than this. I'm telling you the worst case scenario. Even if you go slowly in your career, at 10 years of experience, you are going to get across this. Okay. And it is insanely difficult to cross this figure in any other streams. Okay. 1 crore plus annual salary. You can look out for other professions, right? It is insanely difficult to cross the salaries. at 10 years, less than 10 years of experience in other professions, and it's super easy. Right? I'll say not super easy, but if you have skills, there are companies which are willing to pay lot more than this. Okay, this is like the amount that I'm telling, which I know a lot of people earn. Okay, so salaries are very good. We are in good times, right? That developers, software engineering is a skillful job. Okay, it requires skills that requires patience to learn. Okay, so and there are very few people who have this patience. Okay, honestly speaking. So see, right now, there are like say 100 people right now in the chat, right, or right now in the room. Okay. Acha, chalo, tell me one thing. If I tell you to learn French, what will you do? How will you learn French? Shall I tell you that let's learn French? Okay, let's learn something. Let's learn a new language. Let's learn French. How will you do? How will you learn French? Chalo, tell me how will you all learn French, or how are you going to learn French? Any ideas? What are you going to do? Google Translate, okay, YouTube, okay. So you will firstly try to translate the common words like how do you say hello, how do you say good morning, how do you say good night, how do you wish greet good evening, right? Take a French girlfriend, that would be an interesting solution, but it's super difficult to get a French girlfriend sitting in India, right? So okay, Google Translate is possible solution. You can go for YouTube videos that might be helping. You can watch French movies, right? So that's that would also help you. Okay. Now, do you think so? You can do this for the first week, right? After doing the first week, so chalo, you might get to learn a few words, but will you be able to speak French very fluently? It will take time, right? So I'll tell you a better way to learn things. Okay. Okay. So firstly, what you'll do is you'll try to start from very basic. How we try to learn English. We firstly learn about the alphabets, right? We'll firstly learn about the alphabets of French. Okay. Then once you learn about the alphabets, you'll start to form small words, and you'll try to form the general words like what is, how do you greet hello, how do you say good morning, how do you say good evening, how do you say wish good night. Then you'll start to form, once you start building words, then you'll start to form sentences, right? Small sentences. And then once you form sentences, you'll finally start to form paragraphs. And then you will be like, now I am in a state where I'm forming paragraphs, or I am able to communicate a little bit better in French, right? Yes, this approach sounds better. Firstly, learn about the alphabets, then build small words, then think of sentences, and then finally go to paragraphs. And you can say finally, after practicing it for a lot more times, you'll say, yes, I have learned French. Now, do you think this can happen in, you will become fluent in French? Yes. So now, do you think this is going to happen in a day? In one day? This is going to happen in a week? Or in a month? Is it going to happen? No way, right? We all have agreed that this is not going to happen in a day, in a week, or in a month. It might not take 5 years, but chalo, let's take some decent amount of time. If I say 6 months, will you all agree that within 6 months, I will be, if I do it every day for 2-3 hours, I'll be able to speak decent amount of French. I'll be able to speak some good amount of French if I do it for 6 months, possible, right? Looks like a possible solution if I do it for 2 to 3 hours a day, right? Yes, sounds like a feasible solution. Did I give you a plan to learn French in 6 months? Just giving 2 to 3 hours a day. Now, this is not just true for learning French. You can learn any languages. You can learn about anything if you just put consistent efforts. Now, the only thing I want from you for the next 10 days, just give me 10 days of your life. You will be probably rather watching IPL matches, right? For the next 10 days, if you're not in the session this time, so you can watch IPL match, right? I just want one thing from all of you, right? Which is patience. Okay. See, learning coding will require patience, or learning anything will require patience, right? You have to be patient. On the first day, I cannot teach you. If someone is telling, let's build a website in 5 minutes, okay, you can build a website in 5 minutes, but will you learn how to build websites very well if I tell you to change things, if I tell you to update things? You won't be able to do that much interactions, right? So we'll try to put small efforts every day, learning things in very depth, such that we'll be able to understand not only what we are writing, but how a code works, right? How is the code written? How is the code linked? How can we write better code? What is the better code, right? What is the challenge that we get on writing code? So everything we learn patiently. I just need 2 to 3 hours of a day. And what you are going to get if you patiently give me 10 days, and if you possibly enroll, and if you possibly offer learning this for the next 6 months, what are you going to get? You are going to get a very good salary. You are going to get a very good job, and you are going to get a very good career, right? So yes, this is it. So will you all be patient with me? Will you all promise that you all will focusfully spend 3 hours a day learning with me? Yes. Okay. Only thing I require from all of you is patience. See, now if you give up in midway, right, there is no way you can learn things. So I'll give you an example. If you try to learn anything, right, so you will first time when you try to start it, right, you'll feel that okay, it's too painful. Okay, when I first meet the students on the first day, student feel ki, sir, I am sitting for 3 hours a day. Can we leave early today? As you gradually grow, I take 4-hour classes, right? After the 3 months, students say, sir, 4 hours okay. Let's continue for another half an hour. Can you do one more question with me? Right? So you'll get used to it. Just that it requires a little bit of patience. You will get it once you get interest. It will you automatically will not need anything else. It'll just require some patience. Okay. So let me just break down how our course is structured, and so that this will give you idea. Okay. Everyone has used this site named as google.com. Anyone not visited this site yet? Everyone has used. Okay. Okay. So what happens when you go to google.com site? So let's say I want to search for pictures of dogs. I'm a very big dog lover. Okay. So let's say I want to search for pictures of dogs. I'll visit google.com. I'll see a page like this, right? So I see a page which says Google. Okay. There is a search bar, and then there is a search button, right? There is a button called search. You know what the second button says? Anyone remembers? You guys have seen it every day. Now tell me what is the text on the second button. Okay. And honestly, tell me how many of you don't remember. Like it's okay, but so you see, we have seen this like now at least for 5-6 years you are continuously seeing this, but no one remembers the second button. What's the text on the second button? Says, I am feeling lucky. Anyone clicked on this button? What happens? Today, try it out, right? What happens when you click on this button? I am feeling lucky. Okay. Okay. So when you type google.com, what happens is you see a beautiful page, right? Not so beautiful, but it's good, right? It works, right? With whatever we want to search, we type it, let's say pictures of dogs, and we hit on the search button, and we get the results. Okay. First thing. Now, same thing is happening with any other website. So what is a front end? So firstly, what is a front end? This is anything that we are seeing or interacting. Okay. So anything that we are seeing or interacting is a front end. So it can be a website. Okay. So what can be a front end? So it can be a website. What else do we see and interact with? It can be a Android app, mobile apps like Android apps or iOS apps. It can be a desktop app, right? So everything that you are seeing, everything that you are interacting with, that part of the software is known as front end. Okay. So for example, if you want to order food, you will open your Zomato app and you'll see a very beautiful screen which is displaying the list of restaurants. So it is displaying what each of the restaurants is serving. Let's say you are a very big fan of butter chicken. You will search butter chicken. So the thing that you're interacting with is a text field where you're writing, where you're typing something, you're searching something. Excuse me. When you open WhatsApp, you want to send message to someone. Okay. So what do? You open WhatsApp, you click on the name of the person. That is an interaction that you're doing with the WhatsApp app, right? So anything that you're seeing or interacting with, that part of the software is known as front end. So you learn to build very good front ends, right? We'll start by building websites, right? Website, or these are nowadays also known as web apps. because they are a lot more powerful, right? So older websites were just websites that you can access on browser. The newer ones are a lot more capable and powerful. So we call them as web apps. Okay. So you will be building website, web apps, will understand how Android or iOS things works, or what a desktop app does, and how a desktop app works. So that will give you an idea of how we can create software using which users can interact with our system. Okay. Now tell me one thing. So when you type pictures of dogs and you hit the search button, do you feel that the pictures of dogs were there in your machine, or Google bought it from somewhere else? Was it already present in your machine, or Google bought it from somewhere else and she's showing you that these are the pictures of dogs that you requested? What do you feel? Was it already present in our machine, or Google bought it from somewhere else? Okay. So see, now this is a generic thing of how any software works. Okay? And you might find it interesting. So see, now first thing that I told you about was a front end, right? So you have a very good front end using which we can interact with a system, right? You can go to Google site, you can open an Android app, you can open an iOS app using which you can place an order on Amazon. You can search for something on Google. You can place an order on Swiggy. You can book a cab through Ola app, right? So for everything you have UIs. Now what happens is, so let's understand a simple example. Let's say you want to search for pictures of dog on Google. So you open the Google website. Now this is a website which is a front end. Okay, so this is a front end part of the software. Now whatever you type and hit the search button, what happens is there is a machine. Okay, Google has a machine which is running. Okay, this is running 24/7. Our browser will say to this machine, hey, you know what? Our user is looking for pictures of dogs. Can you search for all the pictures of dogs in internet and give me the result? So this machine will say, okay, just give me some milliseconds, I'll do it. Okay. So it will go and search for all the sites in internet, and it will find, okay, these are the best results that I found out. Show these results to the user. How much time does it take? You get a time that you see at the top of your site. How much time? It is generally less than a second, 0.5 seconds, 0.2 seconds, something like that. Let you see. This thing happens so fast, right? That's how fast our internet has become. Less than a second. Okay, you get these results in less than a second. So what happens is, whenever you try to search something, it goes to this machine and it says, hey, you know what? This user is searching for pictures of dogs. Can you search for all the pictures of dogs and give me? So it will give us, and that's what we are seeing as a result in our front end. Again, that's front end, right, which is showing us the results. And this part of the software, which is actually doing the work, is known as backend. Okay. So what is a backend or what is a front end? Front end is anything that we are seeing or interacting. Backend, this is the part of software that is doing the work. Okay. So when you place an order on Amazon, so there is a machine that is running, which is telling, okay, there is a user who wants to place an order for, let's say, a guitar. Okay. So Amazon will register that order, that this is the user that has placed order, and he will say, the backend will say, okay, your order was placed successfully. Now you can sit and relax. Your order will come in a day. Your order will come after 2 days. Acha, tell me one thing. Let's say you placed the order on Amazon, and as soon as you place the order was confirmed, you immediately uninstalled the Amazon app. Is the order not going to come to you, or is it going to still come to you? What do you feel? What will happen? It will still come to you, right? So it doesn't matter, right? If you open the site, you perform some interactions, and you go away. There is a backend which is storing things, which is remembering things. So the backend, what does it do? It not only just searches things from internet. It remembers the things that you have performed, right? It remembers the orders that you have placed on Amazon. It remembers the order history of your Amazon. So for example, it saves things. Yes, the interactions that you're performing. So for example, your past orders, right? So let's say you log in into a different device, right? You try to view on the Amazon website, you will still be able to see the order. So backend remembers the orders from your name. The backend remembers the things, remembers the interaction that you have performed, right? So for example, your Facebook, right? Everyone has used Facebook, right? Right now, I don't know if you are using it still, but you might have used it at some point of your life, right? So when you use the Facebook Messenger app in your mobile phone, or if you use Facebook as a website, you were able to see all the messages that you have sent to someone, right? So because the backend was storing all the messages that you have sent. Now, no matter your front end, if you are using a website to view those messages, or if you are using an Android app or an iOS app to view the messages, right? You are still able to see all the messages that you have sent. Okay, because backend is storing that information. Backend is sending the messages and it is also storing the messages as well. Okay. So the part of the software that is storing data, that is doing the actual work, is known as backend. Understood? Makes sense? Thoda sa samajh aaya what is backend, what is frontend that we are going to teach you. So every software is nothing but two parts, right? There are two parts of every software. So one part is the front end, using which the users will use, right? User don't know coding. User don't understand how things work. So for user, we have to make it very simple, right? Just like how users can click, how users can type, and how users can use our system. So for that, we'll give them very easy to use front ends. And then we will have complicated things, right? How the code will work, how we'll search things from internet, or how we'll store the data. All the complicated logic, we'll put it in the backend. Understood? Okay. So front end is about simplifying things for the user so that user can use our system. Backend is about doing all the business logic, writing all the things that will get the work done in our software. Okay. Understood? Is front end and backend clear? If anyone asks you what is front end or what is backend, can you explain it using a simple example like performing a Google search? Right? Easy? Understood? Okay. Okay. So we understood front end, we understood back end. Okay. Now, like, so this makes the entire software, right? So you have front end, you have back end. The entire software is done. Now, what is this DSA and why are we going to spend 3 months learning it, right? Or why will we spend 3 months, right? So your course is generally like your course is divided like 3 months, 2 months, 2 months, right? Something around like that. Right, so 3 months, it might go to 2.5, 2, 3 months, depending on which are the streams that you choose, right? So generally, it's going to be 6, 7 months, 8 months. Depends on how you have chosen. Right? We have 8 months, 6 months, right? So that you can discuss better. That you will get the idea about, right? As you proceed along the course, you can choose for multiple modules as well. But why will we spend majority of the time starting learning something known as TS? Okay. So let me explain you this. So we understood that any software needs two parts, right? Now, okay, so we'll build front end, we'll build back end, but how will we build it? Right? How can we start writing a front end, or how can we start writing a back end, right? Or what is the data? What is this TS? So this comprises of two things. Okay. First is known as data structures. The second one is known as algorithms. Okay. Achha. Now, okay. First, tell me, why do we need a computer? So, one simple question: why do we need a computer? There can be so many ways, so many things, but there is one major thing. What is something that users cannot do and computers can do? So computer is a very good device, right? It's a very good electronic gadget. It saves our time, it does things. Okay. But what are the things that we as humans cannot do? So let me give you a simple example. So let's say if I tell you to do this, will you be able to do it? Yes. How much time will you require? I'll say roughly around 30 seconds for this. Less than 30 seconds. Yes. Asha. But if I give you this, how much time will you require to find out the multiplication of this? 2 minutes. Anyone will be able to do in less than around 2 minutes. Okay. And if the number increases, it's going to be super difficult, right? So we as humans are good, right? We are human, can do things, but we cannot do it very fast, right? We can try to do it, but there is point, right? As a general human being, as an average human being, I won't be able to do this that fast, right? There are people who can do it within less than seconds, right? Faster than the calculator, but those are exceptions, right? So we are not able to do things very fast, which computers are able to do it. The computers are a lot more faster than humans. For that, we need computers. They are faster and they are accurate. We can do it fastly, but if I try to do it fastly, it's high chances that I'll make a mistake. The result won't be accurate that I am giving you, right? But the computer, even though it does it super fast, it is always going to give us the accurate and the correct result, right? So that's why we use computers. Now, computers are faster than humans, but is there any disadvantages of computers? Yes. So there is one very big disadvantage of computer, that computers are dumb. Okay. And trust me, so it's like, sir, you're telling the biggest innovation that we ever had is a dumb innovation, right? Is it actually dumb? Is the computers dumb, the innovation that we have like using? So honestly speaking, computers are a little bit dumb, right? Why? They require hand holding, right? So for example, let's say, I'll give you a simple example. Let's say, how many of you guys have ever made tea? Okay, tell me honestly. Anyone ever made tea? Chai banaya kisi ne? Unlike me. Is there anyone who has never made tea? Like I am the one. Anyone else who has never made tea? किसी ने भी चाय नहीं बनाया ऐसा? कोई भी नहीं है? अच्छा, there is at least 1% of company में, ठीक है? There are few, ठीक है? So now you all can relate to me, ठीक है? For those of you who have made tea, let's assume like you have never made tea, okay? So if I ask you to make tea, okay, so let's say I give you a simple question to make tea. How are you guys going to approach? How are you going to make tea? And let's assume that you have all the things required to make tea. You have a given stove, you have a container, okay? You have water, you have milk, you have tea, right? You have all the ingredients that you require. Let's say you want ginger, you want what else you want, right? Okay, everything, right? You have that you require. You have that. How will you make tea? So give me how will you make tea? Give me the steps. Firstly, let's start with boiling water. Okay, we'll start by boiling water on the stove. Then we'll add some tea. We'll add sugar. Okay. We'll boil it for some time. Then we'll add some ginger. Okay. And then at the end, we will add some milk. And then we'll filter it out. Yes. This is the steps. Now you can alter the steps like one after another, but you might at the end result, you'll get some tea, right? You'll heat it out, yes. And you'll filter it out. Finally, your tea is ready, right? You'll get tea. Okay. Now, okay, so we can make tea, like even though we don't know, we can figure out how to do a particular thing. Now, can you make butter chicken? Can you make butter paneer if you are vegetarian? That's, I'm sure a lot of you would have never made. Okay, never made butter chicken or butter paneer. Okay. Now, if I give you the task to make butter chicken or butter paneer, will you be able to make, or will you be able to figure that out? Yes? No? Yes, you will be able to figure out. No? Okay. It won't be very good, but you will be able to somehow make it, right? Somehow you'll be able to figure out कि हाँ ऐसे ही बनता होगा. Your basic survival instincts is there, and even if you don't have access to YouTube, you'll somehow figure. ठीक है. Even if you try to access it using YouTube, you use somewhat of your brain, right, to decide how to make a butter chicken, how to make butter paneer. You'll try to figure out to a solution to a problem that you don't know, right? Your brain will try to figure out a solution for a problem that you don't know how to solve, right? The same thing will not be done by a computer. The computer will not be able to figure out, if I give it all the things to make tea, it will not be able to figure out how to make tea. It will not be able to figure out how to make butter chicken or butter paneer, right? It will not be able to solve that problem. If we want anything to solve, right? So if you want the computer to solve any problem for us, we'll need to tell it step by step. These are the steps. The firstly, boil water, add tea. Now this can be a real world example. Let's try to think this is something which will not want the computer to do. We'll want something better to do from the computers. Chalo. Let's say we have a list of numbers. Okay. And let's say I want to sort these numbers. Will you all be able to sort these numbers in ascending or descending order? Easy for everyone. If I tell you to sort these numbers in ascending or descending order, will you be able to sort it? Super easy, right? You don't even need any. You don't even need any help. You can simply sort it out, right? Super fast. Now a computer cannot sort this without our help, right? So we need to write a step-by-step instruction that, you know what, how can you sort these numbers? Compare two numbers. Okay. Now put the smaller number first and the larger number second. Okay. First and the larger number second. Okay. So you'll need to do it again and again. Repeat until sorted, right? So we'll need to write a step-by-step instruction of how the computer can sort this list of numbers, right? Computer doesn't know how to sort this list of numbers. Computer have no idea, okay, how to compare two numbers. So it will not be able to sort until we give it a step-by-step instruction of how it can sort. Okay. So now this step-by-step instruction that we give to the computer to perform any operation, like placing your order on Amazon, to sorting, to searching something on Amazon, to applying a filter. When you apply a filter on the list of results that you're seeing, let's say based on price, let's say based on the brand, let's say based on the color, right? So there is a step-by-step instruction that is running with every interaction that you are making with any software. So whenever you make an interaction with the software, there is a step-by-step instruction that is written, which will run and which will tell the machine what to do, whether to take you to the next page or what is the result that you will see next, right? When you perform this interaction. And now this logic that we have written, this step-by-step logic that we have written is known as algorithm. Okay. So what is an algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but a step-by-step instruction that we have written, which we have written to get a work done by the computer. Okay, so this is what an algorithm is for everything that you want to run, right? So now today, when you go back and you try to use any of the apps, right? Then try to see you are performing an interaction. Let's say you're sending a WhatsApp message. So there is a lot of code, there is a lot of logic that is written, which will get run to send your message from one person to another, right? So there is a step-by-step instruction that is written, which will run to get your work done, right? To whatever interaction, whatever you want to do, right? So to get that thing done, there is a step-by-step logic written, and this step-by-step logic is known as algorithm. So we'll learn how to write good algorithms. We'll learn how we can write algorithm that can get anything done from the computer, right? If user clicks on the button, if user, let's say we want to build a website, what will happen when user clicks on this? What will happen when user opens our website? For everything, we'll write some step-by-step instructions that will run. Okay, understood what is algorithm? Make sense? So this step-by-step instruction for making tea is an algorithm to make tea. This step-by-step instruction to sort a number is an algorithm to sort a list of numbers, right? Similarly, we'll have step-by-step instructions to do any piece of work that we want to get done from the computer. Okay. Now, what is the second part? What is data structures? So, acha, chalo, if you have heard this term data, suna hai pehli baar, or are you hearing this term for the first time? मेरे टी बनाने का एल्गोरिथम नहीं है, ठीक है? So we'll try to improve our tea making algorithm. ठीक है? I am a very bad cook. ठीक है? Probably I'll learn to make some good tea. ठीक है? So what is data? Data is some information. Okay. So if I simply put, so what is data? Data is nothing but some information. It is nothing but some information. So what is this some information, right? So it can be, data can be any set of information. Let's say the message that you are sending right now in the chat is the data. The message that you send to someone on WhatsApp is data. The video that you are viewing over YouTube is data. The comment that you're writing below a YouTube video is data. The post that you're making on Instagram is a data. The chat that you're sending to someone on Facebook is a data, right? So anything that you are interacting with or that you are sending or that you are consuming on internet is nothing but data. That is some information that you are either adding to the internet or you are consuming from the internet. या तो हम internet पे add कर रहे हैं या internet से read कर रहे हैं, right? So that's some form of information. That some information is known as data. It can be a video, it can be a text, it can be a audio, it can be a GIF, it can be an image, right? So there can be n number of forms that this data can be. Now, what is a data structure? These are nothing but different ways to store data. Now, one simple question that you all would be getting, right? Now, why do we have different ways to store data? Why can't we have a single way to store all the data? The simplest answer that I can give you here is, see, the data that you're sending right now in chat is a different kind of data as compared to a YouTube video or as compared to a audio, that or as compared to an image. Or the data that you're sending right now in the chat is a different form of data as compared to a blog that is written over internet, right? Or an Instagram post, right? Or a LinkedIn post or a Twitter tweet, right? So every data has a different way of how it is consumed, right? Different way how we are showing it to the user. So for that, showing it to the user, since we are showing them in different ways, since we are reading them in different ways, we need to store them in different ways so that we can access them fastly. We can update them fastly, different ways. So we can access them faster. Okay, we can update them faster. Okay, we can perform these operations. We can update them faster. Right. So we can access data faster, we can update data faster, we can delete data faster, we can add new data faster. So depending on different kind of data, there will be different ways of how we are accessing data faster, how we are updating. So for that, we have different structures which will be store the data. Okay, so there will be different ways to store the data to make it more accessible so that we can access them faster, right? So only reason is if we can access or update them or delete them or add new data faster as compared to if we are storing it in some other way. Okay, understood? So what we are going to learn different ways how to store data. We are going to learn how we can tell a machine to do any piece of work in a step-by-step format. How are we going to write that step? How is the machine going to understand what we are trying to tell the machine? So that is algorithm. Once we learn data structures, when we learn how to store data, once we learn how we can give instructions to the machine, then we'll go on building things like front end or back end, where we'll make sites using which user can interact with our software. Back end will write some code using which our software will do the work. An example of data structures, we have a lot of data structures. We have like strings, we have which can store text. We have arrays, we can store list of numbers, list of text, list of characters, right? List of decimal numbers, right? We have ways to store data in, let's say, stacks or in queues, right? So there are so many of them. We have dictionaries, right? Data can be stored in form of dictionaries, can be stored in form of maps, right? So you have a lot of ways to store data, just that what is our requirement? We'll see. What is our requirement right now? What is the data that we have? How are we going to access data? Which storing it in which data structure will make it faster to access it, faster to update it, faster to delete it, right? Okay, understood? So data structures and algorithms is something which will make our basics strong. How can we store data? How can we interact with systems? And algorithms, how can we write instructions to get our work done by the computer? Now it makes sense. Why are we learning data structures? So it's like learning the alphabets and the words before trying to build sentences or paragraphs. Right? So you can treat of these data structures and algorithms. Now, if our fundamentals on these data structures and algorithms are super strong, right? We can build very good softwares using front end and back end, right? So that's why we'll spend 2 to 3 months learning and making a data structure and algorithms concept strong, beginning from today itself, understanding fundamentals, and then we'll try to later as you enroll, we'll try to understand a little bit more depth on it, and we'll spend time learning this more. Make sense? Any doubts on what data structure algorithm is? What is the front end? What is the back end? Anything? Shall we proceed? Good. Clear? No doubts? No one? Clear for everyone? Chalo. Our database is also going to be covered, right? So we are going to cover database. We are going to cover like stacks. Okay, I'll give you an idea of what are the stacks. So if you know, right? So on front end, you will be learning React, we'll learning vanilla JavaScript, we're learning HTML, CSS. So these are the things that we will be learning on the front end part. On the back end part, we will be doing things on Node. You have Java track as well. So you can choose, right, whether you want to build things on using Node or whether you want to build things using Java. So that will get a choice. Yes, TypeScript is nothing but the wrapper on JavaScript. So you're going to learn that as well. So you will be learning data structures algorithms using a language known as Java. And then will be later you can learn JavaScript as well. So that is also there in the courses. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the next part. So you might have heard of programming languages. Have you ever heard of programming languages? किसी ने भी सुना है? Yes. What are the languages that you have heard of? C, C++, Java, Python. Anything else? HTML is not a programming language. Ruby, okay. Ruby on Rails. Oracle is not a programming language. SP is not. Rust, okay. Rust is a framework. JavaScript. Might have heard of TypeScript as well. Might have heard of R. Might have heard of Octave. Very less. Might have heard of C hash. Okay. Yes, might have heard of PHP. Okay. There is so many programming languages. If I continue writing, I'll write more than hundreds of programming languages. Okay. Now, you might have a lot of questions, right? So now like this is something which you might have gone through, right? I myself have gone through. Which language to learn and why to learn this language? Why not any other language? Do I need to learn 10 languages? Do I need to learn only one language? Right? What I need to do? How many of you have these doubts or ever had these doubts? किसी को भी ये doubts आए? Which language to learn? Which one not to learn? Yes. Okay. So you have so many choices, right? You can learn, someone would say, go and learn Python. It's super easy. Some would say, learn Java, right? That is the most fundamental language. Some would say, start with C, right? That's the most basic language that you can start with. Some would say, learn JavaScript. That's the thing that that's super in demand, right? So I'll give you one piece of advice that might help you. The languages don't matter. Okay? The languages don't matter. You can learn any language in a week. It's so easy to learn them. But is it so easy? No. If you know the fundamentals correctly, it's super easy to learn any language in a week. If you don't know the fundamentals correctly, it's super difficult to learn any language at all. Or knowing 10 languages is not a developer skill. If you know 10 languages, that's not any qualification of a job. Okay. If you know one language very well enough, that is a very good qualification to get into a job. Okay. So never fall in the trap of learning 10 languages or 15 languages. That's no way going to help you ever. Okay. So let me start by explaining why do we have languages. For those who don't understand why have I written so many languages, what are these new terms or new words that I've written. So let me simplify. Okay. So let's say I am a person. Okay. And I want to talk to a person I met online. Okay. Okay. So make it a lady. Okay. And I'm super cool guy. So let's pick someone from the chat. So let's say there is Shivansh, okay, who wants to talk with someone who is in France, okay, because he wants to learn French, right? He wants to learn French. He met her online, okay. Now Shivansh wants to talk to this lady. Let's call it as Emila. Yeah, I don't know what a French name would be, but okay. So let's say Shivansh wants to talk to him. Shivansh knows English. Okay, Shivansh is very good in English. Shivansh knows English. The other lady just knows French, right? So she doesn't speak English, she doesn't speak Hindi, she doesn't know any other language. So Shivansh can talk to her in English. The lady does not understand English. The lady can talk to him in French. Shivansh does not understand French. Now help Shivansh. How will you solve this problem for Shivansh? How Shivansh can talk to this lady? Or how Shivansh can talk to Amila? Sign language translator. Okay. Learn French. Yes, Shivansh can try to learn French. But how will Shivansh learn French? Shivansh wants to communicate quickly. Acha, tell me one thing. Our Prime Minister visits so many countries, right? So our Prime Minister goes to Russia, he goes to France, he goes to Europe, right? So he talks to every other president, every other Prime Minister there. How do you think he communicates? Does he know so many languages? I don't think so, right? So what does our Prime Minister do? Or what Shivansh can use a trick here? So what does our Prime Minister do? He talks to every other Prime Minister or something using a translator. So they have a translator in between. So Shivansh talks to this translator in English. Okay. Now this is the translator. It converts the things in French. And this lady understands. Now this lady talks back in French. Okay. The translator converts it and converts it back into English. Now Shivansh is able to talk with this lady, right? There is a translator in between which can allow this communication easily or smoothly to happen, that we can talk. Now, what is the language that our machine understands? So we have so many languages that we have created, but what is the language that our computer understands? So our computer understands a language known as binary language, okay, which is nothing but 0 and 1. Okay, you know how we made computers? So the very first computer that was made was a very, very large computer, right? It was around 2-3 room size. It was around 400-500 square feet. Okay, so it was a very large machine that we created. Now, what did this machine used to do? This machine used to simply perform addition, subtraction, that's it. Okay. So we created such a large machine for what? It was able to perform things like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That's it. So these are the operations that this machine was able to perform. For that, we have created such a large machine. So you can think it like a calculator. Now, what is the size of calculator that you have? It is smaller than your palm size, right? And now, like, there are even smaller than that. So let's assume smaller than your palm size, right? If I say 1 square feet, that would be a very large, right? Even very small than that. Smaller than your palm size, we have calculators like that we use in our day-to-day life, right? So the very first computer that was created was this large, and now we have moved to a very small, I'll say 0.1 square feet calculators are also there. Now, what is common between this computer that we created for the very first computer that was created and the computer that we use till date? The language. The language of computer has not changed. The very first computer that was created used to only understand 0 and 1. The computers that we use till date understand 0 and 1. And I told you at the beginning, whenever I say computer, I mean everything. It can be any electronic gadget, it can be a laptop, it can be a desktop, it can be a wristwatch, it can be a mobile phone, it can even be a calculator as well. So any electronic gadget that exists understand one language which is known as binary language. Okay, एक ही language समझ आता है उनको, that is known as the binary language, which is 0 and 1. Now, one very interesting question. Have you ever wondered, for those of you guys know, computer understand binary language, and for those of you guys are seeing it for the first time, why does computer understand only 2 digits? Why not 10 digits, 100 digits? Why does only 2 characters, 0 or 1? Why is only 0 and 1? Why not anything else? Why can't it understand 26 alphabets of English language? Power on and off. So our computer is permanently on, right? So computer runs on something known as electricity. Any electronic gadget runs on something known as electricity, right? So this 0 and 1 is nothing but 0 means low voltage. 1 means high voltage. That's it. Okay. So that's what 0 and 1 means. 0 means if you give a low voltage, computer understands we are trying to tell it 0. If we give a high voltage, computer understands that we are trying to tell it 1. Okay. Understood? So 0 means we are trying to, low voltage means we are trying to tell the computer 0. 1 means we are trying to tell the computer, high voltage means we are trying to tell the computer 1. Now, what is low voltage or high voltage is? This would vary from device to device. Some device your low voltage might be -5 volt and your high voltage might be +5 volt. Okay. Some and some larger devices, it might be lower voltage can be minus 10 volt, and it can be plus 10 volt. Some devices, the lower voltage can be 0 volt and higher voltage can be, let's say, 50 volt. So it can vary from device to device, but there is a fixed range on which your device works, that this negative supply is a low voltage, which means 0 to the machine. This positive supply is a high voltage, which means 1 to the computer. Understood? So why does the binary language have 0 and 1? And this is something which has not changed since the very first computer that we created. So सबसे पहला computer हमने बनाया था. Till date, we have made so small computers, right? We have reduced the hardware and we have made it so small, but still the computer only understands 0 and 1, where the computer used to do that much of time. Okay. Now there is one problem that I'm seeing over here. We speak English and the computer understands 0 and 1. How are we going to talk to the computer? So either we have to learn 0 and 1, or the computer needs to understand English. Now, computer will not be able to understand English, right? That's given. Computer cannot understand, it only understands 0 and 1. There is no way, right? Now, do we need to learn 0 and 1? So actually, the very first computer that was built, we had to do that. There was no way to talk to this computer, so we had to write things like 001, 0011, 1001, something like this. Okay. So let's say if you tell this machine do 5 into 12, it doesn't know what 5 is. It does not know what multiplication is. It does not know what 12 is. Even if you give a simple operation, not multiply, let's say even if you give just addition, it does not know what 5 is. It does not know what plus is. It does not know what 12 is. What will you need to do? You will need to convert everything into binary. Let's say this is the conversion. Okay, I'm just writing a rough conversion. This is not the accurate one. Okay. We'll need to write it in this way. We'll need to convert this into 0 and 1 and then tell it to the machine. The machine can understand, it will get our work done. Now tell me one thing, will you guys have used a computer if you have to interact with it using 0 and 1? If there were only 2 keys in the machine, 0 and 1, and you have to learn a language such that whatever you want to tell, whatever you want to do, you have to convert it into 0 and 1. How much people would have used computer? Very few would have learned this language, or very few people would be willing to do that, right? Very less, right? Computer will, like, we will not be sitting here and talking, right? So for that, we need to simplify this, right? So we need to create a way using which we can tell something in English, computer can understand 0, 1. Computer can tell something in 0 and 1, and we can understand that in plain English. We can see a result in a screen using English or something. Okay. So for that, how did we solve the problem for Shivansh? Brought a translator in between, right? So we will bring a translator in between to which will tell the things in English. The translator will convert it into 0 and 1. Okay. Now, computer will tell back in 0 and 1, and it will convert it back into English. Okay. Makes sense? So computer still understands 0 and 1. We speak English. We'll write instructions in English that we can understand. That will be plain English. Numbers that we all know, that we all have been seeing. We'll have a translator in between, which we can rely that it will be able to communicate to the computer what we are trying to tell, and whatever the computer tells, it will show us the result. Okay. Now, what are these things? What are these programming languages that we have? Right. So we can write things in English, right? Now, if I write things in English, it will be super difficult for the translator to understand, right? Now, the simple question is, if I start writing things in English, it will be super difficult. Now, the question would be, why is it super difficult to understand English? English is so simple language. We can understand. We are talking right now, right? Why is it super difficult? We know Google Translate understands it. See, the translator, it would be difficult to understand because we can tell the same thing in different ways. So let's say if I tell you to search for so let's say I tell you to search for do some research on dogs. Okay, so let's say if I tell you to do some research on dogs, and tomorrow come up and tell me what are the breeds of dogs, or what tell me the best dogs to keep a pet. Okay, let's say I want to have a happy dog which will be always playful or something, and I give you this is my requirement. So you all will go and search things on Google about dogs, that you'll type your own instructions. Best pet dogs, right? If someone will write best friendly dogs, most friendly dogs, right? Or let's say playful dogs, right? You'll write and so on, right? You all would have come up with the thought of like even at least 10 or more variations of how you will type this thing on Google. Yes. So we all will write the same thing. We'll write. We want to do the same thing, but we'll write it in different ways, right? We all will write English in a different way. If I tell you to explain the same thing, probably you all will use a different sentence to explain the same thing. Now we cannot create a translator that can understand our English, right? So it would be super difficult to create a translator like that, right? Which can understand every type of sentence that we are trying to tell it, right? So for that, what we have done is we have created programming languages. Now, what is programming language? So the English that we'll say, so it is nothing but English plus certain rules, okay, of how we are going to write English. Okay, we cannot write English, let's say, sort this number. Okay, this is not going to work. Okay, this is not going to sort a list of numbers. Okay, or we cannot say sort this list of numbers. That's not going to work. We'll have certain rules that we'll need to follow while writing English. Okay, and then this would be which could be understood by the translator. If translator feels that it cannot understand it, it will say, you know what, there is some mistake that you have made and I am not able to understand this. Okay, even if you miss a simple comma, even if you miss a simple let's say alphabet, it is going to tell us that there is some mistake, I'm not understanding it, can you correct it? Okay, once it understands, it will convert it into 0 and 1. Computer does the work, computer gives the result, translator will convert it back into our English that we can in which we want the result. Understood? So programming language is nothing but English plus certain rules of how we are going to write some instructions for the machine. Okay, so programming language is nothing but English plus certain rules. Now these rules might vary from programming language to language, but the entire fundamental remains same. So fundamental that remains same. If we are writing something in some almost plain English, okay, we are writing some 10 English words to get our things done. Now the translator will translate it into 0 and 1 and it will get our work done. Okay, so we'll just try to use one of the language. We'll try to use the language that is known as Java, using which we'll write things. So Java is super used language, right? Till Java was developed a long back, and it has it is one of the most used language right now in the entire tech industry. Okay, if you guys have used Amazon, the entire backend of Amazon is written in Java. If you guys have used Disney Plus Hotstar, entire backend of it is written in Java. Right? If you guys have used Swiggy or Zomato, entire backend of those sites are written using Java, right? If you guys have used YouTube, a lot of part of code of YouTube is written on Java. So there is a lot of large scale sites that are working using Java, and there is a lot of companies that use Java to build their package, to build their code. Okay. What are the basic rules to create a new programming language? You can create. Now, why do we use Java? Okay, that's a very valid question. If we have so many choices, why are we using Java? So there are few advantages of using Java, which we'll learn. So few of them are this follows a certain way of writing code, which is known as object-oriented programming. Okay, which is very good way. You'll learn about this. There is an entire topic on this. In your third or fourth module, you learn about object-oriented programming, what it is, how do we write code in an object-oriented programming way, why is it super helpful than writing a normal code, because it is easy to maintain, it is easy to understand, it is easy to write. So for example, let's say, how many lines of code do you think Amazon app would have? How many lines of code would be there in the Amazon software, in the backend or in the front end? At least millions of lines of code, right? Crores of lines of code. Now, let's say you as a developer, you go and you get hired at Amazon, okay? And you want to write you want to create a new feature on Amazon. Let's say people can search something, or you want to add a new button using which people can move to the products that they have more searched, okay? So that you want to show, you want to build something, okay? Now, do you need to understand these millions of lines of code before writing your code? Or there should be some alternative that you can use you can start writing by code by partially understanding of how the code is working. If you get some partial understanding as well, that will work, right? So you want to do it fast, right? You don't have time to understand these millions of lines of code that is written like for 20 years. It took 20 years for and thousands of developers to write that many lines of code, and we don't have that much amount of time to understand this, right? If we are into a job, we want to do work. So object-oriented programming is one such way which makes this thing super easy. Okay, so you can learn code that is written by others super easily. You can start writing code and you can start developing features from the day one, right? That's how simple it has made programming. You don't need to understand everything about every other person's code, right? You can start writing your own code by adding it. Okay, there is a lot of additional features, like it is platform independent, right? So for example, if you have written some code, it will run on every other machine. Now I'll explain you this in the next class. How is Java code platform independence? How does it work? Right? All those things I'll explain you as we start writing code, and we'll try to do it. Okay. So I'll try to understand a bit more. Why have we not chosen any other language? So see, being a learning, so we could have chosen any other language. Okay, that could have been completely fine. Learning, if you learn one of the language very well, right? If you know one of the language very well, trust me, you can learn any language in less than a week. Okay, and 1 week is something which I'm exaggerating. You can learn them in 2 to 3 days. That's how similar all of these languages are. Okay, so it's not required to learn 10 languages. You will definitely switch languages in your career, but the fundamentals of the language is going to be same. Whatever you learn writing in one of the language, it is going to remain same across all the languages. The computer understands binary, the code that you are writing, it is converted into binary, and then the code is running. All these fundamentals are going to remain as it is. Okay, so Java makes it like so almost it makes you eligible right away for a lot of jobs. Okay, just knowing Java itself in it is a like very important skill to have as compared to other languages. It's easy to learn. Going forward, you will build backend on it, so so your entire Java knowledge is going to be used there. Okay, C++. If you know Java, you can immediately write code in C++. The entire Java code as it is can be written in C++. That's how similar it is. Now, JavaScript and TypeScript, these are two super used. You are going to learn them as well. Okay, Python is something which is like there you need to write lesser code, but it does not help you understand the coding in entire depth. So that's the only reason not choosing Python. And honestly speaking, Python is used a lot less as compared to Java and JavaScript in the industry. Okay, so Python is used a lot less, and you will not be able to develop very strong fundamentals using Python. Okay, and the other languages are again similarly used comparatively lesser. But yes, if you know one of them, you can easily learn. Right, so that's the entire fundamental of picking this one, and you will be anyways learning JavaScript and TypeScript going ahead in your like modules when you learn about front end and back end. Okay, understood? Okay, makes sense. Yes. What else? Okay. So understood what a programming language is, how a computer works. It understands binary. We write code in English. Code gets converted to binary. It runs. It gets our work done. We see the result. Right? What are the things that we are going to learn? We are going to learn things about data structures, which is different ways to store data. We are going to learn algorithms and write better algorithms, which is basically to tell machine to do some work. How can we tell the machine in the best and the most optimal way to do some work? Okay. What is front end? Anything that we are seeing or that we are interacting with is a front end. Okay. What is the back end? This is the part of the software that is actually doing the work. That is the back end. How many days will it take to learn complete Java? If you spend, like, if you just do this thing with me 2 to 3 hours every day, spend 2 to 3 hours with me on the class, and just 2 hours after the class, if you promise to spend with me, I can guarantee you, you will learn very advanced Java within the first 3 months. Okay, within first 3 months, we will be able to learn very advanced Java. Okay, I'll give you details about what are we going to learn. So we are going to learn things like data structures. We'll be learning about arrays, strings. We'll be solving a lot of data structures and algorithms problems. We'll be solving a lot of problems, and we'll see. So coding is like going to gym. Okay, so when you go to the gym, so the first day you get super pumped, right? I am going to the gym. You are super excited. and then you work out and then you get tired. You feel like, okay, next day the motivation is lower. Next day the motivation is even gets lower. And after a week, you quit, right? Is your body going to develop very good muscles? Are you going to become very muscular man if you don't go to the gym regularly? No, it's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a day. But if you go to the gym regularly for 2-3 months, you are definitely going to improve, right? Same is, your brain is not going to understand everything in one day, right? Even if I teach you entire Java in a day or in a week or in a month, your brain is not going to understand it. It requires time, practice, and patience to keep on doing it. But if you do it continuously for a month, for 2 months, I can guarantee you can be a very good developer. Okay, as a developer, we require only one thing: patience, and you will be definitely rewarded for your patience, right? Because the salaries are insanely high. Okay, so you get insanely good salaries, so that would compensate for anything that you're putting effort, and the work satisfaction, right? You're solving real life challenging problems that is going to improve people's life, right? That's simple. Okay. Okay, so I think we can pause over here because you guys had a lot of interactions today. We'll try to, so you will have a so before we start, you will get understanding about your uh your resume building sessions. You'll interact with some of the alumni, right? So they will give you idea how their journey is going to be. I'll try to, so there will be people who have come from different streams, from arts, from commerce, and they have switched to it. Okay, so I have personally taught one student. He had, and I remember that student because he was from arts background. He was super nervous on day one. He kept on putting efforts for 6 months, and after 6 months he got a placement around 8 LPA. Working at just after working 3 months, he realized I know a lot more, right? So he switched to another company and he got a hike of around, he got a new package of around 13 LPA. And then after that, after within within next 6 months, he messaged me that I'm switching again and I got another offer, and that is paying me around 18 LPA. Okay. So within around 9 months of completing this journey, he was so skilled that he switched and he did not have a job, and from there he jumped to a 18 LPA job after 9 months, right? Within 9 months. Okay. So that was, and that person was not even from computer science background, right? He was from the arts or a commerce background. Okay. He was not even from a computer science background. Okay, so it's not difficult, just that you need to put efforts. Okay, I cannot deny on the first day you will it's super easy, right? It's, you don't need to put efforts, you just need to look. No, you need to understand, yes, I am there. There will be entire team, there will be entire lot of other instructors that are going to help you out in the journey. We will be there. We have organized the content in such a way that will improve your best learning, right? So that your learning would be the best one, because we have done it over again and again with a different set of students. So we know how it works with students, how students can learn in the most optimal way, in the best way. And I am there, right? For any doubts, anything you face, is there. For the next class, we'll directly jump to code. Okay. And everything else we'll learn along with the code. So we'll start by writing our first code, and then we will understand all the other things of how Java works, right? Why are we writing code? How our code is running, right? All the things. How can we write better code? How can we solve these problems and everything? Okay, make sense? So I'll share a link to this board. Just a second. Okay, I'll share a link to this board, and this is for everyone. You can, I'm sharing right away. Don't worry, you'll get this as a notes as well. The class are recorded, so you'll in case you miss the session, the recordings are always available. If in case you attend and you want to rewatch something, rewatch some part, you can do that. There is a live doubt session, so that is active throughout the day, right? So there are slots that is ranging throughout there from morning 11 to at night 1 a.m. So there is slots for doubt session that runs throughout the day. So if you have any doubts in between, you can use that. If you want to use chat support, that is also there. So you can type something out in the chat and you can use it. Did you go through the platform? Have you guys gone through the platform? Have you used it? Not yet. So use this, get comfortable with it, because this is something where you will spend most of your time. You have home, where you will see the list of where you'll see the problems that you have solved, right? Your updates, right? How much assignments you have solved, what's your attendance, what your score is going to look like. Then you will be having modules where your upcoming classes would be there. right? So for example, this is for the last month where we learned things about conditionals, where we learned about nested loops, functions, right? So how we proceeded, we learned about arrays, array lists, strings. We did revision, a lot of things, right? And then recording of each of the class would be available to you right away over here. Okay. Then we had Zim, right? Where you have like thousands of questions that you can solve and practice and improve your programming skills. Okay. So this is something which you can do. Okay. Next, you would have contest. You will have regular contest on weekly basis, so that you can keep on practicing and improving in the contest, because this is what is going to be there in your final job interviews as well. That you are going to have some programming contest, and then you're going to have interview. You are going to get prepared for the interviews, but before that, you need to crack that online coding round. Right? You need to crack that online contest. So for that, we'll start from the first month itself. So from the first week itself, you'll have contest, and you'll keep on giving them regularly. So from whatever concepts we will learn, you'll get contest from them. Okay. You can have sessions, right? So there is sessions where you can, if there are any other sessions, like there will be mentorship sessions, there would be problem solving sessions, there would be your resume building sessions, there would be sessions on improving your communication skills, there would be sessions improving your giving tips for your interviews, right? So there will be sessions for everything that will require not just to improve your skills, but also to crack you that interview or crack that job, that or improve your problem solving. So for that, there would be sessions, there will be alumni, there will be instructors that will be helping with your aptitude, with your communication. So for those of you who are facing issues or problems with your English speaking skills, you'll have sessions for that as well, which will improve your communication. You can have mock interview sessions as well, right? You'll have mock problem solving sessions as well. So there would be sessions for all of these things. Okay. If you want some notes, you have one place to like where you can access all the notes that you will be getting. So this is increasing, right? So you'll have a lot more notes. So there are notes that are already present. And plus on the top of this, you'll get notes from the instructors that will be taking your sessions. Okay. So right now I'll be giving you some notes after every sessions, and then there is notes for everything on this over here. We have some open editor where you can every time you want to practice programming, you can directly jump over here, practice it, right, write some code, test it out. You will have a calendar view where you can see how your day is going to look like, right? When your classes, when are your sessions, right? And you can accordingly plan your day, right? So you'll have some soft skills if you want to learn about how to improve your interview skills, what you can do before interviews. So there is like, how can you, like if you want to get your resume reviewed, if you want to talk with other people, you can join the Discord community. There is a Discord community of students where our team is entirely there. So you can interact with other students, you can learn from them. You can you have any doubts, anything you want to communicate with the team, you can do that there, right? So for all of these things, you'll get helps. We have project building sessions. So there is some projects that is already there. You can start building them, right? But once you develop, you will all be able to build a lot of more projects as well. Okay. So there are a lot of projects that will build, and then there is finally job portal, where you can, once you like get eligible, this job portal will open for you, right? So where you can keep on where you will get a lot of companies that is visiting. You can apply for the jobs, right? And you can like once you get your resumes get selected, you'll get online rounds. You can appear for interviews and so on. Okay. There is one thing that I'm not seeing. There is one doubt solving portal as well. So that is not available on this particular login. Okay, there is one more thing, which is doubts. So you can book a live doubt session, or you can use a chat support as well. So there is a chat support. This typically replies within 2-3 minutes. So if you type something, there would be a person. This is not a bot. There is a person who listens to your chat support, and he replies within 5-10 minutes. That generally at max, it may go to 15-20 minutes. But if you want to instant someone whom you can talk, you can go to a live doubt session directly, which you can access from here itself. Okay. So we have everything that you require. So do things, you'll get all the recordings, and you'll always have me. Okay. So you can anytime reach out to me if you have doubts, if you have any queries. I would be there, and we will try to learn. Like not only just the breadth, we'll try to learn everything in such a depth that no matter it is asked in online notes, no matter the interview asks you in any depth, you'll be able to answer every question. Okay. The emailing of recording won't be possible, but you'll be able to get it on the portal itself. Okay. So I guess you guys will have access to portal. So there are a lot of more functionalities that I am not sure, like I'm not able to cover right now in 5 minutes, but yes, as you keep on using, you'll explore a lot more about the portal. Okay. Okay. Any doubts that you have? Did you enjoy the session? Did you learn something about programming? Did you learn something about data structure? Learn something about front end? Yes. Was it a little bit insightful? Okay. So, Asha, do one thing. Okay. If you enjoyed this, try to find out 5 or 10 different facts about Java. Okay. Before the next sessions, when next session tomorrow, I guess you have a resume building and a alumni sessions. I won't be there, but our coding would start from day after tomorrow. Okay. So on the next day after tomorrow, when we'll meet. So tell me, bring at maximum, 10 facts, at least 5, that you can figure out on internet about Java. Okay, 5 facts about Java that you can search on internet and tell me that. Okay, will you all be doing that? So it was really nice talking to you, interacting with you. Okay, we'll learn a lot more things. Don't worry, we have just started. So we just got 1 hour today, but from the next class, our hands are going to get onto coding, and that's where we want to learn something, right? That's where we want to spend most of our time. Yes. So we'll start by coding from the next session directly. Right. There's not going to be any weekend, or there is not going to be any hoops right now. But when you got into the modules, there is going to be a day off in your calendar every week. But right now, for this 10 consecutive days, you are not going to have any hoops. Okay. So for 10 consecutive days, please bear with me. Okay. So we'll learn a lot of things. Thank you, everyone. See you all again in the next session. Hope you all had a good day. Good night. Bye-bye. Take care.